Cucurella, Cucurella. He drinks estrella, he eats paella, his hair is messy.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to your match reaction to Cucurella 1, Leicester City 0. Big up to every single one of you in the chat right now. Big up to every single one of you in the panel. Apologies for the little bit of a mix-up in the time for the East Coast, or not even the East Coast, but the US viewers. We had daylight savings and our clocks went forward, and it mixed me up with the UK time, which always does, to be honest, whenever this happens. So sorry for the confusion. Hopefully you guys are still here and watching, and if you are here and watching, be sure to smash up the like button, as it does help. Ladies and gents, we're close to 3.250k. We're just 3 subscribers away, so if you're new here, subscribe to the channel and help us get to that little mini benchmark on our way to 5k subscribers. So appreciate the help on that, ladies and gents. For those of you who are new, leave a comment down below if you're watching this in the future. Let us know your thoughts on everything. Be sure to like the video, like I said, check the links in the description, all that fun stuff. And if you're a member, be sure to check out the memberships, 4 different tiers starting at 99p. I'm accompanied here by the panel of Scott, CP, Oliver, Real Chris, and myself, Marshall DBDX. And yeah, big up to every single one of you. A not the most lovely win, but a win nonetheless. That makes it 3 in a row for Chelsea, 2 consecutive wins in the Premier League for Chelsea, and very much needed wins. Chelsea right now, in the form that they're in, very desperate to continue to get whatever points we can get, taking advantage of drop points from every other team we are currently competing with in the top 4 race to, you know, solidify Champions League. And a very interesting lineup today, one that I think a few of us didn't foresee coming. Robert Sanchez returning between the sticks, which came as a real surprise for a lot of fans. I'm sure many of you in the chat as well. We also had Wesley Fofana start and actually play 71 minutes today. So that was another one that threw a lot of people off. Moises Caicedo was, you know, risked today in the terms of he was played, and if he had gotten a yellow, he would have been suspended for the next 2 games, which are Arsenal and Tottenham. And he walked away without a yellow, which was brilliant on his side. Also had a brilliant game as well. And yeah, the lineup was an interesting one, and a lot of players to discuss. But as always, just a quick summary of the game today. We had a very boring first half, I would say, in terms of the attack looking very lackluster. Defensively, we looked pretty sound. There was a bit of a howler mistake, Superman action, you know, stunt by Robert Sanchez that hit the post, or the crossbar, I should say. Luckily, didn't end up in a goal, which was good for Chelsea. First half, we go into the tunnel and we maintain a clean sheet. Not many chances were created. There were some opportunities that we just weren't able to put away. including a penalty from Cole Palmer. Jadon Sancho getting tackled in the box, and on his 13th attempt in front of goal, Cole Palmer misses the 13th penalty he's taken for Chelsea. So unfortunate for him. It did change the tone of that first half. We go into the tunnel, come out, and in the second half, look a little bit more up for it. We had some chances as well. We were creating a few chances. Again, no strikers, so the shots on target weren't as much as I would like it to be. Even though we did have 20 shots total, only 7 on target. But it was a pretty dominant match from Chelsea, and lo and behold, eventually Enzo Fernandez gets his foot on the ball, passes it over to Cucurella, and Cucurella, in a very familiar-esque type of technique from a certain Spaniard who previously played at left back, strikes the ball, and it goes in. It goes in from outside the box. It was a brilliant goal, and reminiscent to his Spaniard predecessor of pass, a certain Marcus Alonso, or as we will call him today, Cucurella Alonso, or Marcus Cucurella. I don't know. We'll figure out something. Something will.
Read my head up.
I'll say. I'll. You know. Here. We'll do that. Yeah. Mark Alonso. Yeah,
Palmer
we'll call him. We'll call him Mark Alonso today. But yeah, ladies and gents, that was enough to seal the game today. Leicester City only 3 shots on target, 3 shots total in today's match. Not much work for the goalkeeper there. Defensively, very astute, which is very much needed. That is, 2 clean sheets now in a row for Chelsea, which we are very desperate to have clean sheets under our belt. Hopefully gives the defense a little confidence.
2 in the league, not overall.
Yeah, in the league, yeah. And hopefully gives the defense a bit of a boost. Tosin had a good game. Fofana had a good game. Cole Palmer was taken off around the 70th minute as well, as he had a poor game. We'll be discussing that for sure. Maybe Pedro Neto, probably our most prominent attacker today. Caicedo, brilliant game. Enzo, I think it's going to be 50-50. I thought he had a good game. Some people might disagree. But overall, a messy game. Not the best performance at all. I will admit that. A very bad performance, if anything. But hey, at the end of the day, this team needed a victory. I'm content with the victory, and you won't hear me booing my players as a result of winning a game. So, yeah, big up to every single one of you. Let's go ahead and start today's, thoughts with CP. I haven't started with you in a hot minute. What do you think of today's game, man?
Our attack is shit. Our attack is shit besides Pedro Neto. And thank the Lord we have Pedro Neto who can play striker. My God, our attack is shit. Midfield kind of did their thing. Enzo slowly grew into the game. I would say Caicedo's Caicedo. Fofana had a pretty good game. Same with Tosin. And, the best left back in the world continues to do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Scoring goals. What is he? He's a left winger. He overlaps. He underlaps. He box crashes. Now he shoots long shots. What can he do? You know what I'm saying? So amazing by this guy. So props to that. But still don't understand why Maresca played Sanchez. Don't understand at all. Because Jorgensen was fine last week. We had a clean sheet then. Sanchez had a game where he let in a kind of soft goal on Thursday, and now he's getting rewarded by being the main man today. And then the comments didn't help either today from Maresca after the game, saying like we don't want to do goalie changes that often, and kind of set it up that it looks like Sanchez is going to be our main goalie again for the rest of the season. So that scares me a lot.
I mean, yeah, I was going to say with Sanchez, I don't think he did anything wrong, but I do agree, I don't think Jorgensen deserved to be dropped. He did, that one dodgy goal he let in, but that's about it. I mean, Sanchez has done countless mistakes before that, but yeah. I do agree, he shouldn't be dropped.
Yeah, I mean, it was an awkward one. I ain't gonna lie about that. The only possible thing I can think of is that he never intended for Jorgensen to be the number one. He just intended to give Robert Sanchez a little bit of time out of the limelight. That's really the only way I can even logically put together the pieces, because I didn't want Sanchez to start. To be honest, it was surprising, but at the same time, it didn't like annoy me, because I'll also be honest, Jurgensen hasn't really filled me with much confidence at all. He never really did this whole season. I'll be straight up. I've said this consistently. He's never really given me that much confidence. I was just so fed up with Robert Sanchez after multiple errors after errors and costing us a game that I said, fuck it, just put in Jurgensen. And then Villa happens, and it's just like, well, it's shit or shit at this point. So, but yeah, I'm not a fan of the chopping and changing of keepers. Oliver, what are your thoughts on today's game, and I guess on Sanchez as well?
I mean, Sanchez didn't have much to do. I mean, I guess the best thing you can say about him is that he didn't create any danger like by himself, besides that weird Superman dive, whatever that was. But you know what it is with Sanchez. He usually makes unforced errors, and 99.9% of the time he wasn't doing that today. So I guess 6 out of 10, whatever, not really worth praising, but didn't cost us. But elsewhere, I mean, I want to look at the Leicester team really when I talk about this game, because as much as we did go unchallenged defensively, and some people would maybe point out to the defence, and in fairness to them, they didn't. Again, there was no unforced errors necessarily from them, so fair play to them. But you've got a Leicester team today that are playing a back five with two sitting DMs, Ndidi and Samari, and a front two of old man Jamie Vardy and Patson Daka, who can't hit a barn door. So you really should be dealing with that anyway. And we did today. We limited them to very few shots on target. So that's kind of par for the course. And then the midfield kept things ticking, sort of. But it's just the attack, really. It's when we're getting into their final third and just how slow it is and how moves are breaking down with relative ease and the lack of movement. It really isn't good enough. And when you see, granted, this Leicester team isn't as bad as Southampton, but they're not too far off. And we beat them 4-0 last week. I'd expect better personally. But, the result's fine. I can't complain about that. But, there is definitely a lot left to be decided overall.
Yeah, obviously. The thing is, though, I understand the criticism at the same time, though, considering, and I think most of us know this, and this could kind of correlate into Palmer as well, considering we don't have a striker right now, at all, which is, again, we hound about this and just kept talking about it, is that it's poor squad planning. And for not having a striker, having Pedro Neto put a shift in that position, I can't say I'm surprised that there wasn't much attacking prowess. We are significantly less how do I word this? We're not nearly as good in the attack without Jackson as we thought we would be. And some of us already kind of knew that was going to happen, because we know Jackson provides more than just does more than just score goals. He does link up play and stuff. So even when the goals did dry up, there was a bit of chances and creations that we just didn't take advantage of while Jackson was here, which is why we criticized his lack of clinicality. But yeah, considering we don't have that pretty important piece to the puzzle, I can't say I'm surprised that we struggled to create or even make much of anything today. I think it also goes to show that Cole Palmer, to an extent, also, I'm starting to believe more and more. Big up RSM. I'm starting to believe more and more that he does benefit a lot from having a Cole Palmer or a Nicholas Jackson on the pitch. I don't know if you guys agree with that one or not.
I mean, their link-up play is actually pretty good, especially if you remember, more at the start of the season where they got the goal. They literally assisted each other a lot at the start of the season, and they play well together. So, in that sense, yeah, probably Cole Palmer does play better with a Jackson because his link-up play in general is good. I'm not even like Jackson's biggest fan. I think we need another striker who can score 20 goals a season. But I would never want to throw Jackson out of this club because I think he's good for the club and good for the squad. So yeah, like we do miss a Jackson because, like, for example, I think Pedro Neto shouldn't play strike, but he has to because he's the best we got up top because we've got no one else, and we could use Neto on the right or left, or for example, and still have Jackson up top, and probably have still Palmer as a 10.
I think it's a bit of a column A and column B thing because there are parts of Palmer's game that you can say that are affected by Jackson being there versus not being there. And then there are parts where you can't say that. I mean, the penalty, that's one thing, and we'll probably get onto that later. I'm not going to go into too much on that right now. But I do believe there was a 2v1 today with, I think, Enzo with Cole, and he didn't pass it. That has nothing to do with Nicholas Jackson not being there. There are just...
It's like, was it that Southampton game, Oliver, or Aston Villa game where he kept slipping over and like trying to take a shot, or he just missed the shot completely?
Well, you say the Southampton game, him missing 2-3 massive chances. That has nothing to do with Nicholas Jackson not being there.
Of course, yeah.
So it's a bit of both, really. Some parts are affected, some parts aren't.
Yeah. I do also feel that there is this there's this young mentality to it as well. I do feel like Palmer is just itching to get on the scoreboard, so much so that he's kind of been not really paying much attention to his teammates around him. Example, that Enzo opportunity.
Just that it's selfish.
About. Yeah, I mean it's selfish. I'll say that. I think it's a young player mentality thing, right? Like really just feel the pressure of like, I gotta score. I'm supposed to be Chelsea's top goal scorer. I'm supposed to save this game, and you put that onus on yourself. And you get the performances that we've been getting recently. And let me pull up some stats here on Cole Palmer that I was able to scrap up just now. So the first thing I have here is obviously the penalty situation. I personally think it was penalty. I think he's definitely kicked better penalties. It's not terrible when you look at it here.
I told you it wasn't that far from the post, Marshall.
It wasn't, but I never said it was shit. Like it was just. I've seen him do better penalties, right? Like it would have been a lot worse if he kicked it up here. Like this is like obviously the no spot, but it was low and driven, but it was a little narrow. It should have been. From what I expect from Cole Palmer is usually pretty good about getting it wide, touching side netting kind of technique, right?
He does normally hit to the left side of the goal as well. That's normally his favorite side, but he does hit on the right side a couple of times. I'm not even gonna. I think it just happens. You miss, everyone.
Yeah, it was gonna happen eventually. Like let's be honest too.
We just felt like it's happened now because he's in bad form. We knew back our mind.
Bro, the whole Discord watch along knew he was missing, and it wasn't even like you can see it on their face, and he did look nervous. Even before the camera showed his face, we all knew it.
Even when he had to reposition the ball and stuff.
Yeah, I think.
Well, that was a bit of Hermanson doing mind games. Like Hermanson delayed the kick for a pretty long time.
I think it was a mid-pen, to be honest. I don't think it was excellent. I don't think it was bad. I just think when you look at it, I just think it lacked the conviction that he usually shoots the pens with, and I think that's what did him in. And to take nothing away from Hermanson either, it was a mid-pen and a better save. Like there's nothing to say. Like he got down low, he chose his corner, and he guessed correctly. Like he dove on time. They thought that maybe the team thought, if he got to the corner that quickly, he must have gotten off his line. He just dove early. And Palmer didn't hit with a conviction, and he saved it. Like, I said this when he missed. I'm like, when it rains, it pours. You feel me? Like that's just how it is at the moment for Cole Palmer. Like nothing's working out for him. So
yeah, and we see right here, right? Cole Palmer had the best 100% penalty conversion record in the Premier League history before his spot kick miss against Leicester, which was a 13th penalty.
12 out of 12. Pretty impressive, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I'm not.
It's the record.
Yeah,
it's the record, and I'm not gonna lambast Palmer for it. I'm not gonna, and even if what Enzo Maresca said after the game that he's recovering from illness right now, then I mean, either that's an excuse to protect the player or genuinely Palmer was just fighting through illness. Then listen, at the end of the day, if we were under better circumstances right now, meaning with the squad planning, then we would have a competent enough sub that we can bring in to give Cole Palmer a rest on these days. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have another 10. Like, we were talking on the Discord and we were just shoehorning and trying to come up with different ideas. I was saying, hey, what if we put Enzo as a 10? He's kind of been an attacking 8/10 in the recent few games, right? Oliver mentioned, what if we shifted Jadon Sancho in the 10 position? Someone even said, why not just deal with Nkunku in the 10, which I know isn't great, but it is a position he's familiar with. It's just he's not been good lately.
By the way,
it's a lot, yeah.
Of all those players in there, it probably don't make a huge difference. It's just maybe Palmer needs that break for whatever. Like, he's in really bad form, and he was ill apparently. Like, it was diarrhea. So maybe the only thing I can see affecting him is maybe his runs, because he wasn't running as normal.
But also, Chris, like, who knows? Like, we're seeing a different dimension to Neto's game because he's been moved from wide to the centre. Maybe that happens with Sancho. I'm not saying it guaranteed will, but you don't find out until you try.
Of course.
Yeah, and
it ain't
honestly,
happening against Arsenal, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to happen against Arsenal. The time to have experimented with that would have been maybe, early in this run of games. Because I was saying, like, I wouldn't mind, I personally don't think he should have played the Copenhagen game. And I don't think he should play the next Copenhagen game. Just rest up. If you are actually sick, rest up. Be ready for the Arsenal game, because we're not going to drop him for the Arsenal game. He's too important of a player to be dropped. We don't even have an out-and-out 10 that we can even put in his place that we can all agree on is a good backup. Like, there is no backup. We know Nkunku's not good enough. João Felix, he's not here. And on top of it too, is he even good enough? No, we agree on this, right? So it's one of those, like, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place because of what the board has done, right? More on Cole Palmer too. And again, missed a penalty. It is what it is. I hope next time around. And he didn't have that many penalties this season too. I should note that he's not had nearly as many penalties this season as he had last season. But I hope that next time around he can start another hot streak, right? And I just because he missed this one doesn't mean I'm taking him off of penalties. I'll say that for sure. And not even that, to be honest, guys. I feel like today we had like 4 calls. Only one of them turned out to be a penalty, but there was at least, in my opinion, 2 more that should have been called as a penalty. I think the reffing today was pretty horrific. I'm not gonna lie. That's not an excuse, but yeah, there was some pretty shitty reffing, and it's across the board. Another stat here is Cole Palmer in the last 16 matches, 33 chances created, 6 big chances created, and 0 assists. He's goalless in the last 8 matches, which is now 9, really. So not good to see from a player that not too long ago we were kind of having this, I don't want to say debate, but we were having discussions about, is he potentially a world-class player? So that's actually it. That's all I have for the Cole Palmer part as of now. But yeah, the numbers haven't been looking good for him. I don't know. What do you guys do with Palmer in his current form? Because I think maybe not for Arsenal, maybe for Tottenham. If the performances don't improve against Arsenal, I'm thinking, like, I don't know, man. I don't think benching him would do him any harm, really. I do think he needs a little bit of a break from the limelight. Hopefully, if Jackson comes back, that helps him out tremendously too. And then we just try to kind of like with Neto, we shoehorned him into the 10. I'm sure we can shoehorn someone into not into the 10, into the striker. We could probably try to find a way to shoehorn someone into that 10 position, or find a way to play without having to be so focused through the middle, right? But yeah, what do you guys reckon could be a solution for this whole ordeal if it's not fixed by Arsenal?
I think unfortunately the time for that solution was a bit too late. We had our chance in January. I think at this point in time, we have no other option than to play him through the bad form, at least until we get our strikers back. I think once we get our strikers back, with Jackson and Gui. Maybe we get Nani Madwiki back, then we can start getting more creative. But like you said, I mean, the whole formation with Neto and stuff, looking like, you know, it gave him new life. I think maybe you could find a solution to give him more life in another tactical system. But at the moment, like, if he's fit, if he wants to play, he starts. That we have nobody else in the 10 position. And I know some people are saying, hey, you know, bench him and then move people around. But at the moment, that would mean that if we move people around, we bench him. That might mean Tyreek George starts, and Maresca's not starting Tyreek George over Cole Bomber. Let's be quite honest. So this is just where we're at the moment. This is what you know, poor planning in the window got us to. So
Yeah.
fortunately, it is what it is.
And Scott, you know, very much I agree with you on that with the poor planning. But I mean, what are you thinking in this situation? Are we kind of just fucked and got to deal with Palmer, or do you think there's something that Maresca could do that you could see being feasible?
Do you want my piss-taking answer, or do you want my serious answer?
Give me the piss-take answer first, and then I'll hear the serious.
My piss-take answer is that the entire team is playing well. I think that we don't need to change anything. I think we're doing really well. I can't wait to face Arsenal.
Yo,
You're such a dickhead, bro. I can't wait.
Yo.
I can't wait.
That's actually, you know. Wait, where is it?
Hey, come on, they balled against.
It's too, bro.
We could do it, Scott.
Open my
Man.
eyes.
They bowled it today. They bowled it
Open
in the
my
last few
eyes.
games, like, you know, West Ham. We could do
Scott's
it.
opened my eyes. I didn't realize. We played a lot better today than I give us credit for.
Yeah, we were amazing, bro. We were
We're
incredible.
phenomenal. Clinical even.
Yeah, we had like. You
Okay.
know,
Can I
at 1.7
can I speak
XG, they had
uninterrupted, and then I will
0.1.
let anybody respond however they want.
Go for it.
Okay. So I'm gonna start off by saying 3 points, right? Just 3 points before I start anything else, and I need you to keep these 3 points in mind while I speak the entire time. Number one, I'm not telling anybody to celebrate or overdo their celebrations or be overly happy. Number two, I don't think this was a great performance. I don't. I think at best you could say it was a mid performance. At best. Number three, I think given everything, people are being overly negative about it. And that is not saying that you can't be critical. I need that to be completely understood what I'm saying this whole thing. You can have your criticism without being overly negative. You don't need to be doing too much. All right? So keep that in mind. Okay. Now I'm going to say a couple things, right? And I need to, and this is a part where I will allow you to speak up if I'm incorrect or if you have a point to make. All right? I'm about to make a couple points. Tell me if this is something new that we haven't seen since a month and a half ago, right? We are over reliant on crosses.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
We do not have a striker to be in the box to put the tap-ins that we have, or I'd be on the end of crosses.
Mm-hmm.
Our wingers are ineffective and are not goal scorers.
Yeah.
No, our wingers ain't goal scorers. Yeah, like 100%.
Okay. And then my other thing is, right? Do we have? We know that Enzo has a liability to be bypassing the midfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So given the fact that with these points, right? These are the points where I would say everybody saw the performance and said, oh my God, I have no hope for Arsenal, right? My question is, I don't understand the overreaction to points that were true 1 month and a half ago.
Yeah.
I don't understand why everybody is taking it like it's the end of the world. Like this is the first time that we've noticed. We noticed these things damn near 2 months ago when the form started to dip. 1 month and a half ago when the stuff started getting a bit sticky, right? And we started going to our poor run of form. These are problems that are a known quantity, right? And
there's one reason why.
I'd say for me, there's a reason why. Because I hear you and I understand and I agree with you, Arsen. Like, this is stuff we've seen in the past. The reason why for me today was different is because of who we faced. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, I understand all your points and I agree. And that's why, I even said on Lewis's stream, like, if this was against like anyone else, like if we had this performance against like Brentford, Everton, and we got a scrappy 1-0 win, calm. Like, is it the best performance? No, but it's them, man. We played the Leicester team. This is a Leicester team who 2 games ago got packed 4 by Brentford. 4.
Sorry, Scott, I have a question for you. Wait, Scott, I have a question for you. This Southampton team that we packed last week 4-0 were winning for majority of the game against Liverpool until they got their chances.
Did they win?
Sorry?
Did they win?
No, and did we lose?
3-1.
No, but did we lose? It's the same exact logic, my guy. Did we lose? We're acting like once again we lost. If Cole Palmer had made that penalty, we would have been 2-0 up. So it would have been a very similar goal difference to Southampton's win, Liverpool's win against Southampton. It's the same thing.
There's
With
a difference, though. Liverpool.
No. With our attack being so shit, and we beat them 4-0 last week, Liverpool should have fucking destroyed them 7-0. So that same logic.
No, hold up. Let me say this.
That's all the league.
Scott. Hold on, let me say this, Scott. I agree with you, right? I agree with you that these type of performances, right, don't inspire confidence. My only issue is people are acting like this is a new low that we've reached. Bro, this is the same performance we've been seeing, like I've said, with the same issues for damn near a month and a half. Like, I don't understand. That's what I'm saying. My whole point is, why is everybody acting like shit is new on the block? Like, this is something we haven't seen before. Like, oh my God, we had no hope for Arsenal. Bro, I didn't have hope for Arsenal and these big games that we have and the run at the end of the season a minute ago, bro. Because I knew these performances were not going to improve until potentially we get some more people back.
I don't know about other people. For me, the reason is different. And I mentioned Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal's the game really like I want to focus on, even though I did mention them. The reason why I think this game for me is different, again, because the opposition is because my thought is, I agree. Like, as I said, we have been terrible, like, outside of this game and before and whatnot, like, and whatever. But there is games this season where we've played at like 70% and still comfortably won. I think mainly in the Conference League. Like, I look at those games against Panathinaikos, we were not great. Like, we played at like 60-70%, but they didn't really threaten us, and we won. What was it, 4-1 in the end, 3, whatever it was,
something like that.
So that's where I'm like, and that could have been the same today. And it's more the games for me where I look at, okay, we've got to play Brentford and Everton. Bro, those games now worry me. The games where I thought, okay, we have a chance here to win, like against your Brentford, your Evertons, Fulham. These are games we need to win, by the way, because, like you said, RSM, the Arsenals, Liverpools, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, we're not winning those games. I'm going to be so real. It doesn't matter whether we have our full team, because that's another point I'm getting pissed off at, by the way, that people want to keep talking about, oh, we're going to get players back. Like, that made a fucking difference when they played before they got injured.
I just think you can't complain that the team is shit and then not give the opportunity or the fact that with players back, with more chess pieces on the board, you can move shit around to be successful. Like, you can't have it both ways.
I'm gonna be real. I don't think it's gonna matter. And again, the reason I say that is because
that's fine. But then they'll give you the Go ahead.
It will make a bit of a difference, because it will make a bit of a difference. Like, having Jackson up front instead of any of the other dudes we've had up front is going to look better than what we're seeing. And same with like having the ability to have Lavia in the team is going to look better than having KDH as backup and whatever. But my point is, like, Jackson was playing and wasn't scoring, and we still weren't really doing anything in the attack when he played. Like you just said there, like, and I saw people talking about on Twitter, talking about Madueke. You are not you, RSM, but you fuckers on Twitter are the same dude that cooked the man for half the season because he wasn't doing anything, and all he was doing was scoring against Wolves. And now you want to say we miss him? Like, fuck off. Like, respectfully, fuck off. Because you didn't care when he was here and he was playing, and he's been our best winger this season. No one cared. No one gave a shit. Everyone wanted to say, oh, but Neto's better than him, and oh, but he's not better than Sancho. No, but now we miss him, yeah? Now we miss him. But when he played, you cooked him anyway. So this is where I say, like, the only two people I think we missed are Lavia and Fofana, potentially, because I think they missed them at, like,
definitely Fofana. Definitely Fofana, for sure.
My point with both of those, like Alex made this earlier, we conceded with these guys on the pitch anyway. So, like, we might look better with them playing. Like, I thought Fofana today was, like, one of our best players. And I don't think that's saying much, because I thought, for me, most of the team kind of was ass, or at least average. I thought he was very good today, which was nice to see. But we're relying on Fofana coming back into this team to change our season. This is a Fofana who spent the first, like, couple months being shit. Who, like, we still don't know whether he's fully good enough. And it's like the same with Lavia. Like, I love Lavia, and I think that he was very good in our midfield, and I think when he played, that partnership with Caicedo was better than having Enzo. But let's be real. Where's Lavia playing? Because if he plays, one of Enzo or Caicedo doesn't play, and Caicedo's not getting dropped, and I'll be real, outside of this game, who I thought he had a poor game, Enzo's form up until this point has been great. He's been one of our best players So where's Lavia playing? He's not. The most you can do is bring him on at 60 minutes in games when you're ahead. Cool, you need to get ahead in those games to be able to do that. That's
think
where
this
season- this
the-
season we've already seen what we do in big games to fit all three of them.
I also
like-
think we can't.
I knew this was going to come up. You mean Caicedo at right back, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we've seen that.
Where's Reece James
That's what he uses. What are you saying?
Where's Reece James play?
Reece
No,
James
but
is not.
I'm saying
Reece
for
James-
this game, I'm saying for example, for this game in specific, Reece James wasn't available.
He was ill, yeah.
Yeah, so I would have put Caicedo right back, especially because it's Leicester and we had Lavia there. And then you have a 3-man midfield again. I'm not saying it has to be for every game, but
also,
it looks like
also Reece James
Prime
just doesn't
jinxed
play.
Reece James. So I'm blaming Prime 100% because yesterday he said Reece James was fine. So I'm blaming Prime.
Wait, why are you blaming?
What?
Reece isn't injured. Reece is still
No,
fine.
he-
I know, but you're saying, oh, he
He's
played
ill.
4 games
He's
in a
ill.
row. I know, I'm just blaming you because I'm petty.
Ah,
But also, like, so yeah, this game, like, it wasn't the best of performances or whatever. I still thought it was like, maybe good is a bit of a stretch. I still thought it was an okay performance to at least get the job done, considering the context of how bad our forwards are, and just Palmer being completely anonymous. Like, we got the job done. I still don't get why people are complaining. We've won 3 games on the bounce now. We haven't done that in a long time. The same way I didn't have a problem with how we played against Copenhagen and we got the job done. I just don't get why people are throwing their toys out of the prime. Try and look at a bit of the positives. We're looking like we're going on a bit of a run because our next 2 games, Copenhagen away, or not next 2 games. We play Copenhagen away, we'll win that. That's now 4 on the bounce. The Arsenal game, we have players at home. Yeah. The Arsenal game, we have players coming back that'll be fit for that. Fofana, Lavia, that will give us a boost for that game. Hopefully we beat them, and if we do, then we play Spurs, and
Which is like a
things
surefire
will
win.
start to and things will start to turn. I don't get why people want to be like negative for the sake of being negative. And this is coming from a guy who's seen as like king negative, who finds a way to like shit on everything. I'm like being positive about things. Like a week ago, going into the Southampton game, like I was so down about stuff. I was thinking that we'd like lose 1-0 because that's just like was a Chelsea thing that we'd probably do, and we don't. And we had like so many injuries and stuff. I didn't see how we'd get like out of this bad patch. But we've won a few games on the bounce now. We have players that are coming back from injury. Like Fofana just played. Lavia's now fit. Like Jackson will be back in by April, I think. And Jackson, this rest that he's had out, that'll be fine for him. Like he will start scoring goals now once he's back. I don't get the frustration with everyone. Yes, fine. Is the way we're playing brilliant? No, but that's mainly due to the fact that people aren't scoring goals. Because in the first half of the season, where we were in this amazing form, we had games where we didn't look good either. But because Palmer scored 4 goals and a half against Brighton, everyone said it was amazing, but it wasn't amazing. How we were playing still wasn't great either. We were still conceding a lot of chances. And we were arguably doing, like, in terms of the style of play, it looked worse than it does right now. So people complaining for the sake of complaining, it's annoying. And what I'm saying is not even addressed at like Scott, because I understand his criticisms. But this fan base that just want to shit on things for the sake of shitting on things, it's so annoying. People are twerking for Lampard at Coventry in the Championship. Lampard's a Championship manager, but yet with Maresca, we can't respect him because he won the actual Championship. Like, just complaining for the sake of complaining is like, it's very annoying. I understand being critical. It's fine to be critical. We should be critical of things, but we should also understand where we are. Like, expecting to just blow over and batter Leicester when we don't score goals like that anyway doesn't make sense to me. Just like it didn't make sense to me why people expected us to just blow over Copenhagen when they are one of the stronger teams in the Conference League. We knew this when we got them in the draw. That's why people didn't want to play Copenhagen, because they're one of the stronger teams in this Conference League. That's what I have to say.
Oh, by the way, sorry, Marshall, I just realised I didn't get to answer your question earlier. On the Palmer thing, actually, by the way, from my point of view, I think this game, after he went off, highlighted why I've said previously, like, I understand he's in bad form, and he is not playing well. And I said in the Southampton game, if we got a penalty he shouldn't take it, and I think you see why that was the case. The one thing I will say, after he went off, you saw why I don't think you can play anyone else. Like, I'll be real, Nkunku went in a 10 and did dick, like, he did fuck all. He was terrible again today, I thought. He did nothing. He spent the entire time just sitting like on like the left hand side of the box, like most of the time. Not really dropping in to pick the ball up at all. And then the only other option we've got is KDH. Like, unless you are going to put Sancho there, Tyreek George has to start. There really isn't any option at the moment, and it sucks because then we have to play him through form or play him into form, which obviously isn't working. But this is a fault of letting Felix go and not getting a replacement or whatever.
Right, and this is why when people say certain things like Maresca should try certain things or change things up, if we don't have the personnel to be able to do that, what else do you want him to do?
Yeah, like we've seen KDH in the 10 this season and it stank. And him playing in general most of the time in the league has stank. We've seen Nkunku in the 10 multiple times and it stank. Like, I understand Palmer is terrible and like he is not playing well.
He has to. The same way Jackson, when he was doing badly, he still had to play because we didn't have anyone else. And that's, again, why I keep saying I'm not going to look at Maresca. I'm looking at the board. Why do we not? We let Felix go, and we don't have another attacking midfielder, or we don't even have another striker. So I can't blame Maresca for that. What do you want him to do?
Sorry, with regard to this Palmer thing, I want him to continue playing through this. I'm sorry. If Palmer needs Jackson to perform well, then I'm sorry, my guy. If we're gonna get Liam Delap next season, or if, God, for the love of God, if we get Gyökeres and that's not the partner he's doing well with, then we're fucked. He needs to man the fuck up, get some balls, and work through this because we're gonna have a different striker next season. It might be a backup striker or a starting striker in Delap or Gyökeres or whoever it may be. But there's going to be another striker besides Jackson. We know that by all reports we're buying another striker. Probably Delap, but I'm just saying. So he needs to fucking figure this shit out. Because if it's specifically Jackson specific, then what is this bullshit tandem partnership? Because if we want to win the league, we know Jackson's not good enough for us to win the league. So if we get even an Oshiman or whatever, Gyökeres, whatever it may be, and because it's not Jackson, he can't work with them? He can't do the flow, create space, or all that stuff because of that? That's not a good enough excuse, my guy. I'm sorry, if we're putting you to the level of Saka and others in this league, then get your fucking shit together. That's why we're shitting on Phil Foden, even though he won Player of the Year last season.
We use Jackson as an excuse.
I didn't say as an excuse.
No, I'm not saying Jackson is the excuse, but people are saying, oh, he performs better with Jackson. I'm saying you're not going to have Jackson every time, my guy, to figure this out. Oh, he's performed, because their partnership. Well, I'm sorry, you might have a bit different partnership next season, my guy.
Here's the thing, and I'll address a few things. For one, I got to give chat some attention. So chat, I know you're a little antsy right now, so I'm going to give you some attention. All right, first of all, real gems. I'll just say it right now. And I don't normally like to call out people unless like I have a big point to prove. And to really just because I don't want to over dramatize anything. I don't want to start any beef with anything. People know who the fuck they are. People watch what they watch and they know who is saying what, right? There's certain people I just don't like to give the light to. But if you insist on saying I'm a typical YouTuber because I don't call people out, fine. For example, today, based on what these guys are talking about, you have a certain sector of the fan base and YouTube content creators that are literally, that are literally sitting on their platform, even though we won. And I get it, right, guys? I get both aspects. I get what, Scott is saying and CP is saying and Prime and RSM. I get all the perspectives because on one end, I said, against Southampton, I literally said, I'm not going to gas this up. I'm not going to get carried away. The same energy for Leicester. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna get away. I ain't gonna gas it up. It's a win. We needed a win, but at the same time, I'm saying it was a sloppy win. But rather than criticizing the performance, you have people on YouTube like a Eunice Talks Football, and I'm sure a Minerals is doing this, that are criticizing Enzo, Maresca, and criticizing players on the pitch for celebrating a win. Bro, I don't know what game or what universe we're in, but last I checked, every time I go on YouTube or every time I go on Twitch, or not Twitch, Twitter, X, whatever, someone always has some criticism of the fan, not the fan base, of the team. Literally today's game at halftime, our own fans were booing our players. Similar to what happened to Poch. Like, listen, Poch held a lot of boos too. Let's be honest. Poch held a lot of criticism too. I think Poch's criticism was much more merited than Maresca's because Poch never had us in 4th place. Poch never had us in a top 4 race until the last 6, maybe 5 games of the season, and he even bottled that. Maresca has at least kept us in this race. So for the fans to come out and all of a sudden boo these players, I get it, the performance wasn't great, but does booing help Cole Palmer's performances improve? Does booing help? Listen, I'm not going to go on a tangent on this. You guys know how I feel about it. That's why I discussed it. Today was a perfect example of why I think it's so toxic. And if you agree, you agree. If you don't, then it is what it is. Like,
No,
we all have...
I'll name names. People like fucking Rory Jennings doing Lampard prop.
Rory
at this
Jennings
point
doing
in
all the...
fucking time,
Yeah, exactly.
When we know he did shit.
Exactly.
When he took over Derby initially, they were 6th and they finished where fucking 6th. Then he took over Chelsea and we got top 4. I appreciate that. Because of that top 4, we got Champions League. Fair enough. After that, he wasn't good enough. And he got a job at Everton and he wasn't good enough. So now he's at a championship club and he's doing well. So good for him there. But if you want to do this whole Chelsea standard bullshit, then he's not good enough for the Premier fucking League. Because if he's not good enough for Everton, then he's not good enough for us anymore. So you guys
to make it even funnier, to make it even funnier, Rory made a video a while ago suggesting that Lampard may need to quit management.
Yeah, he did.
And another one that I need to address is S. Wait,
can I say one more thing on that? By the way, just so you know, right? Like, if I have a disagreement with somebody, I have no problem saying it to their face. Like, I disagreed with what Lewis was saying, so I went on the channel and I disagreed with him to his face. I don't have to, I don't have to sly anybody. I don't have to, pretend this or that. I know these people, you feel me? I'm on good terms with them. So I go and I tell it to them. When it's somebody that I don't respect, you feel me? Like a Minerals, I'm not gonna even engage with that, right? When it's somebody I respect, when it's somebody that I talked to before, I say it to their face. I have no issue with that. I don't have to name names because I'm literally speaking to them to their face. I went on Lucy's channel, I disagreed. I came in and I told Scott, here are my points. Scott said, you know what, I hear you, but I feel this is that. That's called having an adult discussion.
And that's the thing, right? Like, you can listen to these people on YouTube and disagree with them, and that's fine. But literally, for example, me on this platform, I've disagreed with Miz a lot lately. I have sat down and thought like, yo, he is way overly critical. He's feeding into this whole conspiracy theory BS that I'm hearing all over Twitter and all that stuff. But you know what I did? I said, all right, let me actually pick his brain and see where he's coming from. And we had a conversation for an hour on this channel. You can check it out. It's from 2 weeks ago. And I got to learn a little bit more about him and how he sees things. And I see like the reason, like I can see, I don't agree with everything. And I said it to his face, but I can see where he's coming from. And I can see, okay, that makes sense and all that. Like, it's about understanding and conversations, which a lot of the people that you like to listen to, guys, I'm sorry, they sit in echo chambers. There's a reason why I have a panel here. There's a reason why I disagree with Scott sometimes. Sometimes I get into a back and forth and I crash out on Ahmed or CP. Prime and me go back and forth. Most times, okay? There's a reason why I have yellow and red cards now. It's literally because of Ahmed.
But we know why you go back and forth with me and Ahmed. You know what?
All right, let's not make it about this, all right? But anyways, my point is S. For example, right here, another comment. Wow, we won against relegation teams, bring up our record against top 10 teams with Eunice and Minerals. It's called standards. Only losers will champions this BS. This ain't about Poch.
We're losing Marshall.
Apparently,
your standards are selected though. Like this is our whole point about people bringing up Frank Lampard at this moment in time.
Here's the thing. If and I remember one time I was on a stream here again with Winter Surfer, and I remember people were saying the same thing we're talking about right now. How are you gassing up this win? And no one's even gassing it up. I'm happy we won. But some people are saying, how are you happy we won like this and all this performance and yada, yada, yada. It's the same thing Surfer said to me once, and it's resonated to me since. If we lost this game, we would have been absolutely livid at the team. Absolutely flippant, and we would have lost our heads. So when we win against this team, why can't I come with the same energy that, you know what, I'm happy we won. This is a team we should have beaten, and we did that. We met the expectations of beating this team. Was the performance great? No, but not all performances are great. We literally just witnessed the same Arsenal that beat PSV in the Champions League 7-1 draw to the worst Man United team in history, 1-1 today, pretty much sealing the title race. So, like, what are we doing? It's just keeping the same energy. I'm just trying to be balanced about this whole thing. Now, in regards to the team, and again, we don't have to agree. That's fine. I don't have a platform here. I don't have an echo chamber. I don't want all you guys to agree with me, because then I'll just be another Minerals eating my own propaganda. I don't want that. I want to have nuanced opinions. I want to be challenged, and I want to be as fair and as unbiased as I can in my opinions in this channel. Here's the other thing, and I don't want to make it all about me, so I'm sorry, guys. I'll stop after this. In regards to the performance today, I get where both sides are coming from. It wasn't a good performance. Let's be real. It wasn't a good performance. But at the same time, I understand the circumstances. We're in really shitty form right now, guys. We're in shitty form. And sometimes when you're in shitty form, you just have to win ugly. Nothing has changed with me in terms of what I think is going to happen against Arsenal. Because even though West Ham are willing to change, even though Nottingham Forest are willing to change their shape, even though maybe United today were willing to change the way they approach today's game, I know for a damn fact that one of the flaws of Maresca's is he's stubborn. And he's probably not going to change the way he plays against Arsenal, and it's probably going to cost us the game, even though we are going against an Arsenal that are in bad form. We could draw, and that's what I'm being optimistic about, but I'm not going to sit here and say, we're going to win. We have to beat Arsenal. That would just be me setting myself up to be pissed the fuck off. Because I'll be honest, I understand that our team right now is in shit form, and we barely won this game. Let's be real. We barely won this game. Well, I shouldn't even say barely won this game. I think for me with this game versus Copenhagen, I think Copenhagen pissed me off a lot more because we conceded a lot more chances and we didn't control the game as much. The performance wasn't as good as today's performance. We barely scrapped it, and I was annoyed that we didn't dominate that game. But today's performance, I'm actually kind of annoyed that we didn't score more, because we did have chances. We did test Hermansen. We missed a penalty, and Kunku missed a header. You know, we had Neto that had a very similar goal shot that he had against Arsenal that just went wide. You know, hold on, Prime, just before you go. We had chances today's game, and we dominated the game today, but our attack was poor, and it's poor because we are missing some key pieces, and we are missing players that we should have, like a striker, a proven striker, which I agree with the whole panel. At first, I didn't agree with it, but over the course of time, which is why I have this platform, is we've had debates, we had discussions, and I've been convinced now, you know what? You're right. We do need a proven striker. Jackson isn't enough. It's not an echo chamber here. So if you want an echo chamber of me just bitching and moaning about fucking the team and how it's run, it's not the platform for you. I'm going to bitch and moan about the team. I'm also going to praise the team when we win. And at the same token as well, even with this BS that's happening with all of you guys being upset, guess what happened today? We won, and there wasn't even a protest. So that goes back again to what I was saying. Like, if you were upset with the structure of the team, then you protest whether we win or not. And it goes to show that that original protest, even though maybe it got a ball rolling, bro, it was just all about results. And if we keep winning, which I think we're going to have ups and downs for the rest of the season because we're facing tough teams. If we keep winning, you guys are going to start to shut the fuck up and going back into your holes and not even criticizing Maresca anymore.
Can I speak on this more? Because as was saying, these Maresca peggers and stuff. Well, dude, where were you early on in the season when we were winning? And then he was crediting, saying that it was actually Poch's good momentum from the 5 games that Maresca took over. So you're telling me Maresca ran a 5-game run at the end of last season to make us good until mid-December? Are you on crack? And S, you're the one who's faced us right now, calling us out. We're the ones at least speaking and voicing our opinions. And
I have a
most of us
call-in
usually have
show
our
at the
cameras.
beginning of every
Usually, most of us have our
month
cameras
that
on too, so we're
people
not
show
hiding
up.
our faces. You can check past streams. So I don't know what BS you're talking about. And if you're talking about standards and Chelsea standards that have fallen because of this ownership, then why don't you continue standards like Marshall was saying and protest? Why didn't you protest in Copenhagen? Why didn't you protest today? Why don't you protest when Copenhagen comes next week? And why don't you protest before the Arsenal game at Arsenal? Because it's
You're
in
probably
London.
gonna
You
make
guys can't bitch and
excuses.
you people in London can't bitch and complain. First is that it's not a weekend, and second that it's not in London. So you can protest before the game there too, in front of Stamford Bridge. Some of you who aren't going match going fans,
People,
right?
so
keep the standards.
wait.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Prime.
That's why I keep saying people don't actually care. So I didn't back this Fugazi protest.
It's true.
People were
Prime
saying
was
that, oh, I have
consistent
to
since the
back it
beginning
for
on that.
I have to back it for the sake of backing it, or I'm a Chelsea fan. I don't back the protest. I don't back the people who are like the face of it or endorsing it, like Minerals. I don't back the reasons why they're protesting, because you guys are only protesting because you don't like the American owners. You guys are only angry that we're losing games because you don't like Maresca. But if we had Lampard in charge and we were still losing these games,
Back the
people
boys,
wouldn't
back the
be
lads.
complaining. People wouldn't. People are talking about standards, upholding the standards of Chelsea. Yeah, you guys had the cheek to tell me that we're in a title race 2 months ago. My Chelsea teams do not win a title with Sanchez in goal. We don't win a title with Colwell as our main centre back. We don't win a title. I like Jackson, but we don't win a title with Jackson as our main striker. That is not a spine of a Chelsea title-winning team. I know what Chelsea looks like. But because we won a few games and City were ass, all of a sudden we're in a title race. And now you guys want to cry and complain. Why didn't we complain when we spent half of the window trying to buy Crystal Palace level centre-back in Guehi? No one complained then because we recalled Chalobah, and Chalobah's our best centre-back. Why didn't you guys complain when on deadline day our two strikers got injured and we still didn't bring anyone in? No one complained then, but you guys want to complain because we lose a few games. No. That's why I'm not like I don't trust it. But regardless of my personal feelings, I still said if this fan base shows me consistency, then I'll back it. If you protest again against Copenhagen and again against or before Leicester and again before Copenhagen at home and again before if you show me consistency and regardless of my personal feelings, I'll back it. This fan base, you can never be consistent with anything.
Bro,
you guys were hating you were hating on Poch. Well, actually, a lot of you guys still were defending Poch last year. Why didn't we protest when we lost 1-0 against Middlesbrough when they had a riddled squad with injuries?
When we couldn't beat 10 men Burnley.
Why didn't we protest when we lost the worst Man United team we've seen? When people were telling me before the game, we're going to batter Man United, and we lost that Man United team, why didn't we protest then?
Wait, I need to speak about this because
we've had better opportunities to actually protest and make an actual stand, but no one's done it. But you know what? Someone told me, well, why am I complaining? It's better late than never. Fine, better late than never. You protest before the Southampton game, cool. But yet you don't follow this up at all. People are telling me that Maresca's not better than Poch. That's fine. I don't care about that conversation. So for the sake of argument, let's say Maresca's not better than Poch. So why are we not then angry at the sporting directors for bringing me a manager that's not even better than the last guy? Why can't we look at the sporting directors for going 2 years without bringing me a striker? Why can't we look at the sporting directors for still not having a goalkeeper? People are arguably our best goalkeepers out Bournemouth and Strasbourg. That's a problem. Why do we still not have a quality centre back? Our best centre back is Fofana, who's injury prone. Our only defensive midfielder is Lavia, who's injury prone. Why don't we have quality wingers? We brought in 2 wingers, and they only work best with a target striker, and we don't have the striker. So those 2 wingers aren't really doing well this season. The squad planning has been poor. I've been talking about this since this ownership has been here about certain signings. But people wanted to twerk for Enzo or twerk for Mudryk because we got one up over Arsenal. People wanted to twerk for certain things without actually looking at what's happening. But now, because we've lost a few games and we don't like Maresca because he's the championship manager, the same guys will twerk for Lampard at Coventry. Coventry's not getting promoted with Lampard. He's not that good. He's really not that good.
Sorry, Prime. I want to. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm seeing some of these comments, so I'm going to address these because you guys are dickheads, and I'm going to say it that way. DHL telling us, because international fans, we're the bane of your fucking existence, so you can fucking do one. I love when fans who don't live in the country talk about protesting. Even if you guys wanted to protest, you guys aren't flying over. Yes, I'm not gonna. If you guys are willing to pay £1,000 to fly over to another fucking country to protest, then do it. If you're telling us that we have to spend £1,000 just to fly over to protest for the club, then why can't you guys who are in the fucking UK protest yourself? DHL, were you protesting when we were playing Southampton? Were you protesting? Or same with us? You guys are in the UK. Why are you always blaming us international fans? If I was living there, we would. In Vancouver, we fucking lost the final. The Canucks final in 2012, we fucking had a riot and burned the fucking city to the ground. You have videos of that. It's called 2012 Vancouver riots.
I mean, Stamford Bridge is a shithole. Maybe we should burn it to the ground.
No, I'm saying we burned the city to the ground. So no, wait. So this is what bullshit I don't get when you keep on telling us international fans. You guys in the country aren't doing shit either. Why are you expecting us to pay £1,000 to make a protest on the other side of the fucking world when you guys can't even walk in your own fucking backyards? When you guys were in London, some of them complaining, oh, it's because it's at this time of work. Oh my God, because of the fucking traffic. And you expect me to make that same traffic at the same time and also pay £1,000 to fly over for 8 fucking hours. Are you fucking dumb? Are you fucking dumb? And someone's saying it's between international fans and match goers. Scott's a match goer, and he has the same voice as Prime when it comes to your guys' bullshit about protesting and the lack of conviction when it comes to that. So Oliver goes sometimes to games. Chris is in the country. Prime's in London. So what are you men talking about? Fucking bullshit.
I will say this, right? Because DHL said something here that I thought was really funny. You mean the same exact fans that not too long ago were singing a song for Maresca? They literally made a Maresca song.
Yeah,
it was even the Thiago said, "Oh, Enzo Maresca," yeah. And then there was a whole ass song for him. And not only that, they were singing "We Got Our Chelsea Back." The same fan base.
They were singing that, yeah.
Exactly. And you know why they did that? Because we won a few games. But I saw it in preseason. I said this for when I was talking about how Chelsea would do. This fan base won't back Maresca. They're gonna treat him like Sarri. We lose a few games and you will turn. And you're showing it. You're turning. But if this was Lampard, bro, I remember because I was on the front lines fighting this in 2019, 2020. I remember we lost to Arsenal and people were telling me, I don't care, I'll get relegated with Lampard, don't sack him. Rory Jennings, you made a video.
It takes a whole stadium to make a song that can be heard through the microphone.
Saying Roman Abramovich should leave. You said you made a video saying Roman Abramovich should leave when Lampard got sacked. I remember this. Eunice, I don't like to talk bad about Eunice because he's one of the Chelsea OGs, but Eunice talks football. When Jose got sacked the second time, you made a video saying Roman should leave. Roman, goodbye.
Yeah.
So I'm not listening to people like you guys who are emotional.
And sorry, I'm not speaking for the fan base. Sorry, DHL, you're also against the sporting directors. No, you're against this ownership. Yeah. So you should be going to the protests, no? Because we have the same opinions then. We don't like the sporting directors as well. Yeah. All of us don't like the since you're in the country, why don't you protest? Because now we have the same opinion. Can I just say this?
Because I need to understand if the standard is the same across the board, right? He says it's cheeky and we're not allowed to really talk down on it from a distance, right? Because we don't live there, right? Because we don't have either the ability or the economic means, right? Because respectfully, some of us, like some of the fans that speak online, like, is it a requisite to have enough money to be able to go to the bridge to be a fan, to be able to show up to the protest to be a real fan? So my question is this, right? If somebody was British living in London and didn't agree with the protest, would you be fine with that? Would you tell them don't talk down just because you wouldn't go to the protest?
Guys.
I feel like it is such an issue, and it comes from such a position of it's such an entitled and privileged position to be like, bro, you think if we couldn't go to the games all the time, we wouldn't go? You think if we didn't have the ability to, we wouldn't be there? Like,
oh, dude,
there are things that are out of our...
I would give up so much for some of you guys that are booing at the stadium. I would give up so much. If you detest the football so much, bro, give me your season ticket.
No, DHL.
I would love to live in London and just, or even close. Dude, I could live 2-3 hours away from Chelsea. I would love to go to every single home game.
If I lived in Newcastle, I would drive all the way down to London.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I wish I could. I wish I could.
And I'm sorry, some people saying cost of living crisis. Canada is literally having a fucking trade war with America. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, one British pound is right now worth about 1.7 fucking Canadian. What are you on about? My conversion rate is, your 1 pound is almost double my fucking money. So why are you bitching and complaining? We have the same thing around the world, man. Fuck off.
I want to address one more thing before we get back to the football, right? Because I do want to talk about the football. I think this is a good conversation to have, and obviously for those of you who are new to the channel, you know where we stand on a lot of this stuff, right? So that's, you know, I can only speak for myself. The panel, they have their own opinions, but the one thing that we all agree on is that you need to smash the like button, because there's over 70 of you guys here and not enough likes on this video. C. Nayak also said here, we are some entitled little shits for fans. I get being frustrated by complaining after a win. A scumbag win is ridiculous. I swear we lost 2-0 to Leicester. Bro, the way some of their fans complain, it feels like this.
No, you're proving my point. No, you're proving your point. We're fucking 15th. We're 15th. We are 15th.
It just feels like we're 15. Clip, like, yo, what are we doing? Last I checked, last way I checked is we're in top 4 right now. I know it's not in the best form. I know it's been really jammy and sloppy, but like, listen, it's not the first time Chelsea has been in this position. Not too long ago under Tuchel, we had Gareth Bale score a goal to help us actually stay at the top 4. Because if Leicester had beaten Tottenham that game, we would have dropped out of top 4 and into 5th. So let's not pretend that this is exclusive to this season.
You know,
we're at top 4 battles before.
Like, I was gonna say, like, by the way, we're not even
sorry, Chris, hold on. People know that we're 4th right now, and we're 6 points off 2nd.
I went to say something like, yeah, basically. We're literally 6 points away from Arsenal,
but
basically. It's crazy.
Real quick, I do. We guys, he's here.
The call out, the man in the title.
The virus is here.
God damn! God damn!
Oh, I forgot about.
I wouldn't say that. Yeah.
This man gave him an NBA nickname, bro.
Can I just say this, right? Before you bring him in, can I just say this, right?
Cook.
Ahmed Abdi, or as we all know him here, as his family knows him, Clarence of the Bridge Nation.
What the fuck?
The Copenhagen game, you were crashing out about the performance and not being good enough, standards, etc., etc. But I watched your watch along with you and RSM and Joey, and you guys all agree that this game, that people should just calm down and relax and stop crashing out. This performance is not too dissimilar from the Copenhagen game.
I disagree, but I'll let
you
fraud. This time.
No, you
this performance is better.
Just for the sake of this, I'm gonna agree with you.
On my side, relax. Hey,
I'm gonna agree with you for the sake of this. But let's give him a warm introduction. Let's give
Abdi Clarence, come outside.
You forgot Patrick as well. There's a Patrick in his name somewhere. Yeah. I'm sure.
Is this a Patrick outside?
Yeah, let's introduce him. Let's introduce him.
Belt.
He drinks estrella, he eats paella, his hair is messy.
Yes, it's you and welcome back to another video on Casually FC. Hope you're doing well, hope you're having a wonderful day today. Apologies I came a bit late. I was obviously on Al Ahwa, which was why I was late.
Yeah. Wait.
Bro, I'm explaining why I came late. What's going on?
Disrespectful.
If you want to cook me, you can cook me, but let me at least...
Bro, son. Yeah. Wait.
I can't even
I gotta let Cucurella cook, bro.
Oh
Gotta let
You can let Cucurella cook, but you can just let me explain why I was late. That's all I wanted to. That's all I want to say. That's weird, bro. Yeah, this is like a bit weird, no? No. Yeah, like anyway.
You know what's weird? Your ominous agenda against
Ahmed.
No. Everyone will cook me. Everyone will cook me. No, I'm not gonna talk. I won't talk. No, no, Prime. I'm gonna let you speak. No, you can speak all the time on. I'm just gonna listen. No, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about. I want to talk about something a little bit just on the previous topic, if you don't mind me saying.
Oh, yeah, go
and then after that, bro, the floor is yours. If you want to cook me, fair enough, right? Now, I kind of went in mid, so I don't want to obviously. Marshall can obviously explain.
Oh, by the way, Ahmed is a match-going fan, even though he only went there during the good times. He's not a real fan. He won't go there.
All right, shut up, mate. You know what I mean? I went to Leeds 3-2. That was a dark day in hell. That was the darkest day. One of the darkest football matches I've watched. I watched Koulibaly get spun in real time. Please have respect on the 2-2. Yeah.
I mean, Ahmed's not a match-going fan. He's a match-going casual. But whatever.
No, well, but I just wanted. Can you just reiterate? Because I came halfway through the conversation when CP was crashing out a little bit and like hitting facts. But I want to know what did it start with? Like, if you don't mind me asking. So I was a bit confused about what was going on, Marshall, because I don't want to obviously just like say my.
We just had a few people that were upset with the fact that we're not more angry. Really, with the results.
Oh, okay. Is that the case then? You know what? If that's the case,
it's a little bit of that. I kind of called out fans for booing at the stadium. I called out the fact that there are fans bitching and moaning about the fact that the team is celebrating the win.
All right, so okay, so then if that's the case, then that's the part of my own match analysis, because I know Scott's not too happy about it as well. Guys can cook me as much as you want about Cucurella first, then I'll talk about that stuff later.
I need you to. I would appreciate it if you read this tweet from me.
No, we're not doing that, Marshall. Now this is.
Come on, bro.
Listen, if you want to cook me, you can cook me. I'm not. This is not. I'm not here,
You're a
man.
match-going fan, man. Show the proper.
Back the lads.
Listen, if I had listen. If I had respected the game, I would have been doing this. But this is disrespectful. But you know what? I'll do it. You know what?
Just a little bigger. There you go. That way you can see.
Why do you need to make it bigger? Pause. That's crazy.
Just to read it.
Whoa, crazy. Chill.
Just so you can see.
Listen, let me just say it. Mark Cucurella versus. Listen, Mark Cucurella versus Leicester City. 90 minutes played, 1 goal, 6 clearances, 1 interception, 1 tackle, 67 touches, 86% pass accuracy, 5 out of 8. Can't see that, bro. Can you just remove it temporarily, if you don't mind? I actually can't see the last two. 86% pass accuracy, 5 out of 8 long balls completed, 2 out of 3 ground draws won. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and then the next thing I want you to do real quick. Next thing I want you to do is kind of give me a breakdown of the goal, just real quick. Give me a little breakdown.
Do a little bit of slow-mo, obviously. Enzo doesn't see Cole Palmer for some reason, but hey, the game's the game. Then sees Cucurella in space. Cucurella does his best impression of shout out to my goat Marcus Alonso and hits it.
Okay.
Why did I say Marcus Alonso? Marcus Alonso, big up to him. And bang, Chelsea goal that makes us into 4th place. So credit to Cucurella, great goal.
And who's the best left back in the league?
Best left back.
Milos Kerkez, shout out to you, bro. You're my G for life.
Get in the fucking.
Oh my god, get this.
Kerkez. Hey, Kerkez is not having a bad season, but not the best left back.
I say this, right? Marshall. You can take the video off.
Oh yeah. Also, let me read the super chat. Actually, no, Ahmed, you got to read the super chat. I'm not allowed to.
I can't. Okay. Can I say? Do you want me to say the N word or not?
No, he said I can read it.
Prime or whoever.
Listen, I just want to say, Marshall. Do you want me to read the N word or not? I just want to ask you this, obviously.
Just as long as it's not the hard R.
Yeah. That's so yeah.
Yes. Listen, I can't trust N-word who thinks Barcola is the answer, and Gallagher is better than Enzo because he has 1 more assist with more than 30 more games played. For all time's sake, shut the F word up.
You could say that, bro.
No, I'm just listen, I'm here to be humble today. You know what I mean? I'm here to
be humble.
Wait, Prime. I gotta.
Wait, I got you, fam. You want to be humble? I got you.
I've been wanting to say this. So when Chelsea battered Shamrock Rovers 5-1.
Oh my god.
I got cooked here for 2 hours. Marshall, you made a video memeing me.
Should I play it again?
I expect the same energy for Ahmed. I expected that same energy, bro.
All right. I'll play it because Chris asked. But when actually, you know, I'll just play the video. I'll just play the video.
Next week in Shamrock Rovers, you'll ball out there probably because Shamrock is shit. And you know, and then it's like, and then
why are you playing that? You fraud.
Probably a third round against
all this disrespect against Shamrock Rovers. When you guys don't beat us, Marshall, I deserve a segment. Okay?
When you guys don't beat us,
you will get a segment,
Thursday, right?
You will not like the segment you get. You will not like the segment you get. You're going to disown Shamrock and play it off. Like, oh, I'm glad my team won this. My team beat Shamrock. I know what you're going to do.
Surfer, you don't know. Regardless of what the result is, by the way. Regardless, it's going to be.
I know what the result's going to be. We're going to absolutely destroy you.
So okay, you know what? Can we do some predictions?
It's going to be, Shamrock's going to be a 20v1. If you know what that means, you know what that means.
So I want it on record. I want it on record of what you guys predicted.
5-0.
I'm going to say 4-0.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, Sam?
Yeah. Probably a 3-0. I'm gonna
be with you. Chris?
Chris.
7-0.
Okay. What did you say?
7. Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 9-1. 9-1.
Marshall, you.
4-1.
I'm just going to change my scoreline. Prime, I'm going to change my scoreline. I'm going to say 21.
Realistically, I think we will. I think we'll narrowly lose 2-1.
That has nothing. Ahmed, I didn't have time to make a video for you.
That has nothing to do with
Prime.
Ahmed.
No. But Prime has a good point. Prime has a good point. I have to start looking and scouring through the segments.
Marshall, can you maybe make one for next week?
Hold on. You know what?
I'm gonna make one for the end of the season.
It used to be a joke, but you know what, Ahmed? We were right. Marshall, he is. This racism. I've had enough, bro. I've had enough, bro. No, I've had enough. I'm sick. I'm sick of it now. I'm sick of it.
You're ridiculous, man. Look, Prime can't even look at you, or not Prime. Ahmed can't even look at you.
Wait. I just want to say something. So I was going through, obviously, you know, the games of Theo Hernandez and stuff, right? So since we couldn't count Southampton, right? Because they're 19th. We can't count Valencia, his goal against Valencia this season. They were 19th. We also can't count his goal and assist against Lecce. They were 17th because, you know, we just can't count that shit. So that's 3 GNA already gone. What else did we can't count Como because they were also 15th during that time. So I guess this season he only has, it looks like 1 assist against Fiorentina. So, and then if we do the same logic with Cucurella, he did get a assist against Southampton and an assist against Tottenham. So right now he still has more GNA, and Brentford he got a goal. So he still has 3 GNA, and Theo has 1 this season. So just going by Ahmed's logic, because you know if it's a lower level side, you know, under 15th and under.
What about his Delo Nation? Do we have Delo stats as well?
I have.
Wait. One last thing. Sorry. Since some of you guys are in England, can you guys go to the FA and tell them not to give us the 3 points? Because remember, goals and assists against lower level sides don't count. So I want them to actually take away the 3 points we got today from Cucurella's goal. Because it's against Leicester, right? So because it's against Leicester, it doesn't count, right? He said the same thing against Copenhagen assist. He said the same thing last week when he got an assist against Southampton. I mean, a goal against Southampton. So they just don't count. So I just want someone to go to the FA and say, hey, Ahmed Abdi, a Chelsea fan, is saying, can you take away the 3 points from Chelsea? Because Cucurella's goal doesn't count. So, you know, just big up, man.
TPO owner Ahmed Patrice Abdi. Go ahead.
Ahmed, I'd love to just get your response to this question. How does it feel knowing that Theo Hernandez has now less league goals than Marc Cucurella this season? No response?
Just in case you didn't know, the floor is yours. There you go.
While he's pondering that question, I'll give him time. I'd also then like your response to now the fact that Diogo Dalot has less league goals in his entire Man United league career than Cucurella has this season.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes. He has Marshall. I can tell you the stats because I looked them up because Prime asked me to. He has
bro.
Diogo Dallo in his entire Man United career in the league has 3 goals. In his whole career has 7. In his whole United career in all comps has 7. Cucurella is 3 away this season from matching that.
Wow.
Ahmed, I'd love your response.
Wow, we.
Matter of fact, don't even run this one.
That's it. There, man. Listen, we take the for the Chelsea one is for the greater good, man. Chelsea W is the greater good for me. That's it, man. Let's go. Anything else you got for me, Scott? Anything else you got for me, Scott?
Marshall, if you could go to this man's watch song when Cucurella scored his first reaction, head in hands. He was devastated, bro. He was actually in the mud. You need to go look it up.
I'm gonna do some
this
research
man,
real quick.
no, because I'm celebrating, and then I look out of the corner of my eye to see what Ahmed is doing. This man is like this, bro. He is literally like this. He looks like we just conceded a fucking goal, man. He kills me, man.
You know what? We can't actually have Ahmed actually cheering for Cucurella because once he does that, he might actually turn terrible at that point. So keep doing what you're doing, Ahmed, man, because Cucurella keeps cooking.
Yeah, this is actually one of those things that, you know, the more you hate, the more it fuels him. So it might actually work for our benefit.
Ahmed, I've got another one for you. How do you feel about the fact that Cucurella now has double the amount of league goals that Nuno Mendes has?
Oh.
You know, I can slightly come to the defense of Nuno Mendes in the fact that he has had a few injuries, so I think a bit more context is required of it there. I would say, my friend.
What, this season?
Sorry, when I said that, I meant his whole league career, but...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He has had a few injuries in the last 3 to 4 years since he's joined PSG.
So he's not reliable.
You know, no, but this season he's actually, you know, he's gone back to form, much like how a certain Madueke, obviously, you know, it was very injury prone previously. Once he kind of like grew up a bit, grew into his body, a bit more, you know, effective.
Let's do some research, guys.
You know,
I need to see something.
Listen, you know, I'm here to be humble. I'm here to be humble.
Yeah, you be humble. Yeah, I want to have a listen.
Once the Cucurella stuff is finished, don't worry, man. I've got something for the stream. I really have something for the stream tonight.
Hang on.
Sure. I want to hear this.
No, look, you need
Lucky Poncho's on,
bro.
There's just some people. I don't know, man. Some people are a bit
good. Come on,
bro. They wouldn't survive in New York, respectfully.
Oh my god!
He's forcing the celebration.
He's forcing baller, son. That's not baller, son. That's my baller. That's my baller, son.
That's actually a
baller, son.
Bro.
That's my baller.
Why is Cucurella doing everything in his damn team?
That's my fucking baller, son.
Oh my god.
That is my baller, son.
Disappointing.
Let's go, bro.
My fucking baller right there, son.
Boom. That's what I'm talking about. Boom.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Go, man. Look at that. Bang.
He's like, let's go, man.
Let's go, man.
Look,
Yeah.
it's like one of those Emmys that you lost, but you.
Thank you, Chris. I was about to say. It's like you lost the Emmy and you're watching your biggest rival win.
No, bro, he looks like he's giving a guard of honor. Like he's like
oh, that's fast.
Oh, man, shout out, yo, Ahmed's a legend, bro. No, Ahmed's a legend, man.
Great, man. Oh my god, I gotta put this shit back on. Oh,
no, hold up. Just to say real quick. Also, I say that shit to your face, on God, in person.
I am happy, Demonin, bro. Demonin, you know I was happy, but you know, listen. Anything else that needs to be said? I know Prime hasn't spoken yet. I know he's got the craziest cooking for me. So, anything you want to say, Prime?
Cook, man. Before Prime goes and you know, roast this guy.
Nah, like
tell him he's a fraud.
He's a.
Ahmed, don't worry.
I don't need to call him a fraud. He knows he's a fraud after like that. You know.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. My brother.
Palm, like he was like not happy Chelsea scored, man. Come on.
How can I not be happy Chelsea scored? I was happy Chelsea scored. I'm happy for the W. Why would I not be happy for the W?
Nah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. You know Seniac, man. Dory Seniac, man.
Big up Seniac.
You know, you won today, but you know I always stay winning. You know I always stay winning, Seniac.
No, you don't.
You know I do. You know you do.
Is Madueke Nation winning, by the way?
Madueke Nation's got 10 GNA.
Dallo
Who is Madueke?
Nation.
Delay Nation, I'm telling you, man. Today, man, we locked up Arsenal. Don't worry, man. We good, man.
You locked up an 18-year-old. Is that what you're telling me? Okay, you locked up an 18-year-old.
Hey, that's some freaky behavior.
Yeah, man.
Whoa,
yeah, man.
whoa.
That's what Dallo's into, man. That's what Ahmed likes, man. He likes.
Oh, he was shit
likes
again
people who
today.
lock
Is
up
there anything
18-year-olds,
else you want to say?
Yeah, just one last thing. It's for S again. No, you being a xenophobic little prick is why we're going after you like this, dickhead.
There you go.
And I would say it to your face. I'm saying it to your face right now.
No, because he's like, they're getting personal. Bro, you literally went for Prime's appearance. You told him he only doesn't touch grass, and then when I called you a little bitch who doesn't get on cam, they get personal. They go to personal text. Suck my dick, bitch. How about that? Yeah, you can hold that. I'll tell that shit to your face. On God, no, I don't play that shit. No, I don't play that shit. I hate when people hide behind online anonymity, but they want to come for people who show their face on camera. Prime has been here to hold smoke for his good opinions. He's been here to crash it when he doesn't. Let's be real. You can say whatever. You can't call Prime that.
Let's be honest, man. That's one thing that I'm proud that.
You
want
to talk, little British boy? Come to Newark. Come to the hood. See what's good. I'm being dead ass.
That's hilarious, bro.
Let's see what's good. Ashley, you want to talk about? You want to talk that shit? You little boy, come to the fucking hood. See what's good.
Tranquilo. Remember, these guys are online trolls, RSM. These are idiots, online trolls. Don't feed into them. Don't even need to feed into them.
But here's the thing, like, please. I'll be so real. Like, I don't even disagree with what RSM is saying. Yo, just because you have an opinion online, listen, I hold my platform in a very different. I ain't trying to be professional. I'm trying to say whatever the fuck I want to the point where I don't get demonetized, right? But even then, I still say fuck, cunt, and all this bullshit, right? I don't care. There it is. I don't give a fuck. I will call you out. If you have smoke, then if you have smoke to give, you better be able to hold the same smoke that you dish out. So I'm just saying, if it's too hot for you, then get out of the kitchen unrespectfully. Hakatua on that shit. All right, go ahead.
Why are you saying Hakatora on that shit, bro? What is wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you, bro? Do you not realize what you just said there, mate? I know he realizes that, you know. You know what, yeah? Red card yourself for that, bro. Red card yourself for that. Because, you know what's crazy, yeah? No, you know what's crazy? You know, I was getting yellow carded. I was getting yellow carded here for when this guy started doing this weird thing about drinking fluids. I've been drinking a lot of fluids. Yeah, I asked that question. Nah, man.
Bro, I've got to agree with Ahmed on this one, and that don't happen often, bro. That was unnecessary, and that was odd. That's the yellow card. You should yellow card yourself.
I did. I'm gonna sit the bench.
Yeah, man, that was mad. That was actually mad, bro. That genuinely was. I can't believe he did that, bro. That was. Nah, man, that was genuinely out of pocket. Yo, that was no way, bro. I can't believe Marshall did that, bro. Generally,
I can't understand that. I didn't hear it. I just heard you guys saying it.
Oh my god.
Why did he? I don't get why you mentioned it.
Nah, that was mad though, because like he was trying to cook the guy, and then he goes, you know, that is what you did, yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? You're giving this guy, you know what I mean, something pause. I'm like, what's going on? You know what I mean? That was just insane.
Yeah, Marshall got
Nah, man. I mean, we need to, bro, have a break, have a Kit Kat, man. You know what I mean? And also, yeah, Surfer, my mustache grows with time in it. It's quite small, slow right now.
A work in progress.
You know what I mean? Voulez-vous, you know what I mean? I got, listen, you know what I mean? Bridge Nation, voulez-vous, you know what I mean? This is not fake. You know what I mean? This is not fake, please. Respect my mustache, please. Respect my testosterone, please. You know what, Jez, yeah? Fuck you, Jez. You know what, Jez? Fuck you, bro. I know OKC is running out. And you know OKC is going to lose right in the final. So why are we here, Jez? So fuck you, mate. Fuck you.
Ahmed, do you know how to grow, like, facial hair? Like, actual facial hair?
That's not really in the Somali remake. Somalis are not known for that, man. Somalis are not known for that, man.
Scott said, prove to me that shit ain't, glued on. He said,
the problem is, listen, like, I can just catch it, you don't need to rip it, you can do it. No, the point I'm just trying to make is that, listen, the reality is, Tina can tell you, man, East Africa, man, our testosterone does not go to our beards, sadly, so the game's the game, innit? So Tina can tell you that.
Goatee at least? Or...
Chris, man, sometimes it's better to be clean shaven. You know what I mean? I prefer clean shaven anyway. I like my skin soft. Or at least my chin soft, I should say, in particular.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but that's nothing crazy. They didn't say I like my chin soft. What does that mean? Nothing crazy.
Listen,
yeah.
No,
Thank
no,
you.
I don't think anything can tell.
You know what though? I have to say, listen. I just want to I do want to say though.
Wait. First time I've heard respect my testosterone though. So props to you, man. That's the first time I've heard that in my life.
yeah.
There we go, man.
I ever heard that. It looks like Tuk.
You know what it is, Surfer, man? Fuck you, Surfer. Surfer just trying to crash it on me. You know what it is, Surfer, man? I know that ain't who I think it is, man. Surfer, man.
Prime, is your Wi-Fi situated? Because you gotta do your cooking, and then we can talk more football.
Oh
Prime?
yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Sorry, I was doing something. I'll talk the stuff in the chat.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, bro.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
I already threw the smoke.
You can look back in the VOD.
Oh no, it's good. Hey, but when I say Chelsea fans are racist, apparently I'm going extreme. Ahmed, I don't know what. Do you really not rate Cucurella, or do you only do it because it's a gimmick?
I see it.
Hello.
Maybe it's half and half.
I think he's. I think he's all right, but I just think we can do better. That's the only thing, bro.
Hold up. You know what? Hold up. We should do. Hold on. We should do. We should do a forfeit wager. No, hold up. We should do a forfeit wager. If Cucurella makes team of the season, this fraud gets a Cucurella jersey. What are we saying, boys?
Bro,
I'd like that.
Hold on, what are we saying? No, cause we gotta put our money. We gotta put our money where our mouth is.
I don't.
I'm gonna be so honest and charge him that. So though.
No, look at his face. Look at he trying to do it. Yo, Speed. I know you laughing, bro. I see you on stream. That's just. I see you.
Do you guys really think it's gonna be anyone but Vardio with the GA thing? Like, honestly, it's not gonna be Cucurella that makes teams.
Can save me. I'll do the forfeit. I promise.
Save me.
I'll promise to do this forfeit. Seniac, man, yeah, I'm gonna crash it on your player today so nastily, yeah. You're gonna wish you didn't do this to me. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you, yeah. I don't need to wear no wig to get Cucurella's hair. My hair is basically Cucurella's hair.
I don't know why you're crashing out. Ignore these guys. Let me again. I'm trying to have an actual conversation with you. Is it that you don't rate Cucurella at all, or do you only do this like for the gimmick?
I feel like I initially did not rate him at all. Then afterwards, man, I just had to lean into the heel. I just had to lean into it, bro.
Hey, because here's the thing. I did the same thing with Reese. I found how much it annoyed you guys. I just kept doing it. Until he got his surgery. Now, I have no reason to slander or make jokes. But for you, with Cucurella, it's going to have to get to a point where you're going to have to stop making these jokes. If he keeps cooking like this isn't form, by the way. This is permanency. This is not form. The guy's only had one bad season in like 4 or 5 now. The guy was cooking up Brighton, the best left back in the league. Came to Chelsea, had a bad year, fine, but was the best left back in the league last season. He balled out in the Euros, dogged on your country, England. Came back to the Prem, still the best left back in the league, arguably the best in the world. What now can you say? He can assist, he can score goals, he can score from range, he can score headers. He can cross.
Defending.
I'm thinking, can he take a free kick? Can he take a free kick?
Yeah.
Inverts in midfield, bro.
Inverts in midfield.
You can do anything. You can do everything. Bro, he does everything we expect from Reese. So what?
And he box crashes. That's how you got one.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah.
Bro, he's a better header of the ball than Jackson.
But wait. There's because we're doing the serious thing. You said you think we could still do better. So who is this better? Because let's actually do a comparison. Who do you think is better? And
Cucurella is top 5 left back in the world. So I need to understand who's the upgrade sincerely.
Nah, he's top 3. He's top 3.
Top 3.
I'm saying at worst he's top 5. So give me the 4 that would replace him.
I didn't say 4. I've always really liked Tia Hernandez. I just wanted competition there, to be honest. But that's why it's always been.
Bro, I've wanted him for years. He's
because I've wanted him for years, but that's all it is for me. But listen, at the end of the day, if I don't get Tia Hernandez, would I still be content with having Cucurella? Of course, I would be a bit more than content with having him as a left back. So that's me being honest.
I rate Theo, but in terms of what we need in this team, Theo can't do that. Theo can't invert into the midfield. He can't play as a back 3.
Fair enough. It is what it is.
Okay. Cool. Ahmed, hold on, Chris. Ahmed, what are your thoughts on your quick thoughts on the game that we just?
We're gonna get there. I have to release some other thoughts.
No, okay. Pause. Release. Have your thoughts on the game?
Yeah. Oh, you want to hear my thoughts on the game? Because I know you were commenting.
Before you go.
Oh, yeah.
Before you go. Fun fact on Cucurella, with his goal today, he's now a joint 4th top goal scorer this season in the league.
All right. Do you want me to give him a medal for being a top 4 goal scorer? What's going on here, bro?
Ideally, that'd be nice.
He's hang on. He scored more goals than. Don't you rate Nkunku? He scored more goals than Nkunku than your boy.
You know what? He scored more goals. He scored more goals in the last 10 games than Cole Palmer. Do you rate Cole Palmer? There we go, man.
That's how I
There we go.
I've got a question for you. Scott, I've got a question for you. How many goals does Cucurella have?
In the league, 4.
Here, I got a list to help you guys out.
Do you know how many in all comps?
This is.
I could find out.
Okay, and while you're at it, can you tell me how many goals does Oh, that's cool. Do you know how many goals Nonzino 1v1 Demon Madueke has in the league?
7 goals in 7 games. 7 goals in the Premier
League. He
has
7 goals in the league. He has 8 goals in all comps, and Cucurella has 4 goals in the league, 5 in all comps.
Oh, yeah. So Cucurella is not far off.
No, but no. Hold up, Prime. Let's be real. Them stats, that 7 is eating off that.
Okay, here we go.
RSM, I didn't want to say that because that's just a low blow. I didn't want to say that. I'm gonna give him the hat trick. I'll give him the hat trick because we gave.
Okay, you know what, man. Listen. I'm gonna have to listen. Yeah, I want to answer Prime's question because I think it's a good question, and I know that Scott disagreed with me initially when he was on Lewis's channel at the time after post-match, but I know I said in the Premier League, getting the 3 points mattered more than the performance. I know that is true. What I said there remains true, but I think for me, performance-wise, I think we were much better, in my personal opinion, than what we were in the Conference League. I would argue much better defensively, right, in terms of the way we were able to handle stuff. I think in the midfield we were actually did quite well. I think our issue was, again, and I think if you were to say this in terms of criticizing the performance of the game, was the attackers again. Obviously Palmer still poor. I felt like Neto and Sancho and Nkunku, they weren't finding the final pass correctly, or whenever they were getting close, it wasn't good enough in terms of like their shot making ability, right? And that's probably what I was talking about more so than anything else probably at the time. But that's
just real quick, guys, just keep talking. I have to reboot my system. I'm having some technical difficulties, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, but like I don't. Is that anything crazy though, Prime? I don't think that's crazy compared to what I said last week.
I disagree with you about Neto. I thought Neto was very good this game. I thought he was the one guy in attack. Like I thought Sancho was good for like 20 minutes up until we got the pen, and then after that, like he fell off a cliff. I thought he just disappeared. Yeah. It looked like today. It looked like Neto was playing on an island by himself. Like he literally bled for this football club today. Yeah, like he was the only one doing any pressing, running, trying to create something outside of the first 20 minutes with Sancho. Yeah.
Like, but I get what you mean though, Scott. No, but I get what you
need to leave this football club immediately. By the way, like immediately.
Yeah, like, what you're saying is facts. What you're saying is facts, though. No, but what you're saying is
the window opening. By the way, I don't care that we've got the Club World Cup at the same time. I'm telling you, send his ass home from America and sell him immediately. I don't care who to.
100%. Okay, Chris, chill out. But on a serious note, obviously, I get what you're saying. But I just think a big problem of ours, bro, is just that attack in general is very disjointed, bro. There's no chemistry in that attack, genuinely speaking, bro. There's just no chemistry there at all, right? And then also, you have to. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna save my take for this a little bit later. Actually, that's another cheeky take I've got loading. But just in general, going forward is a problem right now, and we're really missing a guy like a Madueke, a guy like a Nicholas Jackson, in the sense that they provide something that I think the other guys don't, which is a bit more chemistry on one hand, right? And they also provide a lot more directness, because that's something we're missing, bro. Being direct is like a big thing, we're missing. And I think the point about Palmer, I think this is a big problem, bro. And I don't care what anyone says. If I see him playing against Copenhagen, then I have to. That's strike one for Maresca, bro. You just got to let him hold bench against Copenhagen, bro, because he is clearly dying on the pitch, bro. I don't mean that obviously physically. I mean that more so in the way that the way that his play is going on, how he's playing, his performance-wise, bro. He gotta, bro, just sit down, bro. He's just gotta sit down, bro. Maybe, but I don't know if you guys are like, nah, but that's just genuinely what needs to be happening, bro, ASAP.
I'm against Copenhagen. I'm fine with him holding bench, 100%.
Because not Arsenal. I hate not Arsenal.
Yeah,
but you have to do it at Copenhagen, though.
My only thing is with the Copenhagen thing. If he's holding bench, I'm fine with that. I just need people to understand it's still going to look shit. Because like it's either going unless you're going to put Enzo in the 10 and play.
No, I hear it. No, but listen,
you're either putting KDH or Nkunku down. It's going to look shit either way. So it's like
in the 6, sorry, with Enzo as a 10. If you're going to do that. That could work because we are.
Lavia's not registered for the Conference League.
That's what I'm saying. You have to do that.
Yeah,
if you want to do that, that's the only way I think it looks good. KDH will suck and Nkunku will suck. Like, unless you want to do something else, it's going to look shit. But I understand, like, Palmer not playing against.
I'll be honest, man. The way Enzo's playing, man, he's lost the ball. What's up, like 28 times today?
Yeah, he lost the ball 28 times today.
Yeah. Like again, he might as well just play in the 10 at this point, bro. He might as well just be able to. He might as well play in the 10.
What did you think of his performance today, Ahmed? Because I thought he was cheeks.
You know, I'm gonna save a take for Enzo. I'm gonna have to say my take for Enzo, bro. Because if I speak on Enzo, I need to wait for.
No, because some of the shit you were saying was too much.
Listen, Chris. Like, let me talk about it. I'm not gonna talk it now, Chris. Chill. I'm not gonna talk about it now, please. Get ready.
I couldn't take off that.
Listen, it's in the gun. It's in the Hollister right now. Chill. It's in the Hollister.
Just shoot blanks. That's what it's gonna do.
Listen, man. I shoot blanks because of because the team lost the games in it. So shout out to them, man. Shout out to them.
What do you mean by that?
Pause, of course. But listen, guys, if you're still here, 1 hour. Listen, I'm gonna have to hold the show a little bit. Guys, whilst you're here, obviously, please make sure again to like, share, subscribe. Casually FC, we're almost at 3.5k. Let's keep getting in there. Let's keep grinding, of course. Yes, I did see that DK Metcalf is going to the Steelers. Make sure to do so. Yeah, big up to everyone that's here now. But you know what, man? You know the Enzo performance, man. I'm gonna give a take today. It's gonna sound a bit crazy about Enzo, but Marshall, you can't red card me, yellow card. I need a little bit of temporary immunity, like a 5-minute immunity. No yellow cards and red cards, please. Thank you. Okay, so he's listening. All right, there we go. You know, today's performance made me question, and it's been something I've been wondering for a long while. What is the difference between the way Enzo plays now for us, in terms of what he does in the system, the stuff that he's doing, and the stuff that Conor Gallagher is doing under Poch last season? Genuine question, bro. I was deep in it today because, like, yeah, I remember watching the last 10 minutes and he was just running around everywhere, trying to get the ball, trying to push the base, running down the wing. Bro, you're on mute if you're talking Prime, but like, you know, legit,
bring up your comment, please. Thank you.
Like legit, bro, yeah. I legit thought about it, bro. I know it's a nasty take, yeah, but like I genuinely thought about it today and I was like, yes, Enzo may provide a bit more creativity because that's what he's meant to do, but like, other than that, he's basically playing the same role that kind of Gallagher was playing.
So, Ahmed, are you talking strictly the last 10 minutes?
No, just like the way he's been playing in general, bro. Like he's a box crasher. He similar to what Gallagher was basically doing for our system. He runs around, generally speaking, in terms of like trying to get the ball and stuff like that as well. While Caicedo is like the lone six, technically speaking, you know, he sometimes pushes the pace on the wing. Similar to what Gallagher used to do as well. You know, even if you look at the from a number perspective, he's only like 1 goal, if I'm not mistaken, and like 3 assists away from what Gallagher got last season. So no, but like, listen, I want people to really sit on it, pause, and like think about what I'm saying.
Okay, I'll talk. I heard what you're saying. I don't agree with it, but I hear what you're saying. The role Gallagher was supposed to be playing at Chelsea, even though he wasn't effective at doing it because he kept killing our attacks.
Yes,
Enzo's basically doing that. Basically, the attacking connector. No. And comparing Enzo to Gallagher is crazy. I get what you're trying to say, but again, because it's you, people are gonna kill you for it. But I'm actually trying to have a bit of an open mind instead of just crashing on you. No, comparing Enzo and Gallagher is crazy. Enzo's a lot more effective for us this season than Gallagher was for us last season. And I'm someone who's very critical of Enzo, by the way. Very, very critical of the guy. But it's clear to see when Enzo doesn't have defensive responsibilities, he balls out. Gallagher, regardless, doesn't ball out for us. When Gallagher doesn't have defensive responsibilities, he's a liability in attack. And even defensively, he's sloppy in possession and gives away constant and needless free kicks. So,
Isn't that what Enzo technically does too, though?
Defensively, sure, but in attack, he is an asset for us. He's a clear asset for us.
Is he though, bro? Because like,
yes.
I look at 28 times possession lost. Is that being an asset?
Sometimes
but where is he losing the ball?
Well, you got to compare that to Gallagher. How many times he lost?
Yeah, but you say 28 times. If he's losing the ball in defensive areas, and then that's again showing me defensively, like we know Enzo's not that good anyway. But in attacking areas, Enzo is a massive asset for us to have. And you're also comparing the GA that they have. Well, if we had, like, even if Jackson was fit and Palmer was firing, which again, Gallagher had Palmer firing all year for him, the amount of assist Palmer would have would be skyrocketing.
I could hit back at your argument and be like, he's got a better wingers and attackers around him than what Gallagher had last time.
Wait, how so? So your right winger is the same in Madueke, right?
No, I mean currently though, like I'm talking about the additions that you've received. You've got Pedro Neto that's been added. You've got Pedro Neto that's been added. You've got Jadon Sancho that's been added. You've got Christopher Nkunku. You even got Christopher Nkunku who basically didn't play the majority of last season as well.
So here's
surely I come back and this is not the conversation we're on. Like surely this isn't being serious. Surely he's not being serious, right?
This is why I wanted to go first, because I'm not trying to crash on Ahmed. I'm having an actual conversation.
But Ahmed, okay, you look at these wingers. They are better, sure, in a sense, but they're not goal scoring wingers either. So even if Enzo passed these men, are these men getting the goals? Is Sancho getting me goals? We know he's not a goal scorer.
I'm missing context. What is the fundamental like thesis in this argument? Like what is Ahmed saying?
Ahmed's basically saying the role that Enzo's playing for us is basically the role that Gallagher was doing last season.
Okay.
He's basically comparing them and saying that they're the same player. And
but Ahmed, can you give me substantial evidence as to how the position that Conor Gallagher is playing, pressing all the way up the field in the 10, right, winning the ball back in the final third, is the same as Enzo's this season?
Enzo presses similar to what he does in the final third.
Nowhere near enough.
Ahead of the striker, right?
He may not do it. He may not do obviously to the level of Gallagher. That was one of Gallagher's like
Gallagher in big games also, his whole job was to man mark, for example, one person in the team. Is Enzo doing that?
Gallagher didn't need to man mark all the time.
He wasn't doing the man mark.
No, not necessarily.
Big games.
Bro, when we faced Man City, it was just
Man City, yes, I could say that, but like it was a one-time thing. He wasn't doing it on a regular basis, so
but in a regular basis, but on a regular basis, he was still marking one or two people like a dog, and you could tell as soon as they got the ball, boom, that was the trigger for him to go press. My point is right. When you look at Gallagher's stats, when you look at Gallagher's position, for me, it doesn't matter how much he won back in the defensive, in defensive third, in the attacking third, whatever, because more likely than not, it was his messed up pass, it was his miscontrol of the ball that led the other team to have the possession in the first place that he then wins back. Because the stats tell you that, and I remember it would be after games, and Prime can attest this. We were on Lewis's stream. It would be after games, we would see all these stats about how he won possession back more than anybody, a warrior, an engine, and we would be like, bro, but he lost the ball like 16 times and then won it back 16 times. Like,
but RSM though, before you go Prime, but RSM today but Enzo lost the ball 28 times. So what we saying?
Yes.
No, but this is the thing. But this is the thing. Enzo loses the ball in an attempt to try to make forward passes. Gallagher
was doing the same. Gallagher was making forward passes and he was losing the ball.
Gallagher never made forward passes. Gallagher never made forward passes.
Real quick,
I distinctly remember.
Real quick, VAR, just to show off right here. Obviously, the season's not done. Gallagher played a lot more games. Obviously in 2023 and 2024 than Enzo has played so far. Yeah. Miscontrols. Enzo Fernandez is at 22. Gallagher was at 69 for the season. I really doubt that Enzo Fernandez is going to dispossess the ball another 47 times this season for the remaining 9 games of the season. But okay, and then dispossessed. It's close, but it's 39 to Gallagher versus 23 to Enzo Fernandez so far this part of the season. But continue.
That's what I wanted to try and get to, because Ahmed keeps talking about this game in comparison to Gallagher the whole of last
Which
season.
is shameless, but you know.
No, but again, that's fine.
I'll allow it for the sake of content.
But here's the thing. Give me at least 5 more games aside from this one.
My soundboard doesn't work, otherwise I'd
Okay, Ahmed. You know what? Give me 3 more games aside from this one.
Sorry, actually, I was not listening to you, bro. I was on mute.
Okay, give me 5. Okay, Ahmed.
It was on mute.
Okay, Ahmed, you're just using this game to do the Gallagher thing. It's shameless that you've waited until March to make this comparison, by the way, because there have been bad games Enzo's had this season that you like, but you could have tried to use, but you didn't. Well, fine. Name me 5 games Gallagher's had, Enzo's had, this season, where you can also use to back up your point.
I haven't done the research yet. This is a thesis at this point, so I need to obviously. I'm bringing this
Okay.
to. I'm bringing. So
you won that debate.
No, because I didn't. This is just like something I just thought about like the last hour or two. Yeah, I just thought about Discord. Yeah,
Chris, you should have thought about it for another hour.
Chris knows. I just genuinely just thought about it. Let it simmer a little bit, and I haven't done the evidence for it.
No, but you know what it is, Ahmed? Because I literally had an argument in my comment section with somebody who's saying the exact same thing as you, right? Like Gallagher was doing Enzo's role in this team better, and he would have been better than Enzo. And I literally had a whole argument with him, back and forth in the comment section. And basically, what I told him and what I saw and what the stats told is that there are multiple times this season where we have been in quick transitions and Enzo has found the correct pass. Yes or no? We've seen it multiple times. How many times last season did we see a quick transition, which is all we were pretty much doing under Poch? Like that was the game plan under Poch. Quick transitions, boom, fast break. That Gallagher would kill it. The ball would touch Gallagher's feet and he would pass it back, dead. There'd be multiple times after games where we would look at the pass map, right, between everybody, and Gallagher sometimes had not a single pass to Nico Jackson in the 10 for an entire 90 minutes. But that's indefensible.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, though, man, Gallagher's clearing him statistically. So what does that mean? 5 goals, 7 assists. Yeah, man.
How many goals?
What do you want to say, man? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, no. I'm sorry, mate. At the end of the day, Enzo is just an Argentinian Gallagher. So
that's
what are we doing?
Ahmed. But
I would hear that if you were talking about what's his face.
Gallagher should have more GA though.
DePaul.
Gallagher played as a 10.
Yeah, exactly.
He played as a 10.
Yeah, DePaul, I guess.
The full plays is at 8. So what are we doing?
Guys,
no, but if you were saying Argentinian Gallagher, I would give you DePaul, not Enzo.
I would have to say it's DePaul, man. DePaul, listen, there can be more than one Argentinian, guy that can be Enzo. You can have DePaul, you can have Enzo, you know what I mean? You can have, listen, at the end of the day, Marshall, man, just accept your guy's trash, man. That's what I was going to say.
Ahmed. Not being interrupted again. The fact that you're using this comparison is a bit weird. Gallagher, for most of last season, was playing as a 10. Enzo this season is playing as an 8.
That's true.
I expect Gallagher to have more GA.
And he has barely more GA.
Enzo's job in this team is not to be necessarily just be scoring goals and getting assists all of the time. Gallagher's job was to be doing that. Gallagher got the free role in the team. As free of a role as Palmer had last season, Gallagher had. And that's all the GA he was able to get.
He was getting the most touches.
Do you not remember?
By the way, Enzo is also Enzo's right behind Palmer in the list.
Again, I feel like I just asked people. I didn't ask for. Listen, guys, with all due respect, big up to you, my boy. Big up to our boy Prime. No. And you need to understand something just quickly. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I get the points you hit me at. This is just a general thesis. I've not got any evidence for this right now. I just said a random thought that came to mind. But you are right now providing me a lot of evidence right now, which I need, which I'm asking you just a generalized take. I'm not asking for stats to be backed, evidence to be backed right now. I just want your general thoughts.
But here's the thing, right? That's interesting. That's all well and nice. But that's why I was the one who spoke first. Because being what you are, you have people like RSM and CP and CNAC in the chat that just want to kill you, is what it is. Me, I was willing to have the conversation and see where you're trying to.
Fair enough.
Your point is trying to come from.
Fair
But
enough.
if he's coming in here with just some weird theory with nothing to back up with, of course they're gonna feast. Of course, it makes sense.
Listen, let them feast, man. But you know, at the end of the day, man, listen. I will go back to the books. You know, I need to do a bit more analyzing, a bit more data analysis. I just wanted to hear what people thought about some of my hypothesis. Right now, this is a hypothesis at the end of the
I
day.
think you're waffling.
That's all it is. You
No,
know,
he's just off his nut.
You know, there is another thing we need to talk about. Listen, this Enzo stuff and Gallagher.
You can even look at this is something we
this
know very
Enzo.
clearly.
Yeah,
Look
listen,
at the expected assists.
Wow,
4.9
well done.
to Enzo Fernandez
Yeah, and
versus 3.5 to Conor
wow,
Gallagher.
shows Gallagher was exceeding his assist. That's his assist though. Big up to him. But
sure, I guess.
Yeah. So,
just
but
shows
you know,
that Enzo creates a lot more.
But listen, we need to actually talk
Progressive
about.
passes, they're
I
really
want to
close.
talk about something else though. I want to talk about the manager, if you don't mind. I've got another
passes
manager
is the final
take.
third.
I want to talk about the manager, if you don't mind. Yeah. So
Key passes, they're already pretty.
I wanna shout out my
That's
I wanna
actually
shout.
kind of crazy.
I wanna shout out obviously my guy Adrian. You know, Marshall knows Adrian. Anyone Discord Nation, we all know about Adrian. Shout out to Adrian, man. Great guy, great
big up
lad.
Adrian. All right, go.
You know,
The Bridge Nation has a Discord.
No, this is Casually FC. I'm talking about.
Oh, but you said Discord Nation.
Yeah, Discord Nation. Everyone here understands to be Casually FC.
Oh, okay.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so Discord Nation has taken over Casually FC at Discord. Okay.
We haven't let it infest, but I mean, if he wants to call it,
Haven't let it infest.
Yeah.
They're in the bad part of time.
But you know, wow, we Marshall, wow, we. Do you know what it is though? Like, we need to talk about this other thing. You know, why is it that our manager, is relying on goals from a left back to win games?
What?
You know what I mean?
Because
wait. Why is no?
Hey, no, I let you waffle for one thing without any cards, but now we're in a different topic.
This is I'm not talking about Cucurella. I'm not talking about Cucurella. Wait. I'm not talking about Cucurella here. I'm talking about why is it that our managers essentially built a team around a left back, bro? Huh?
No,
we crucified. We used to crucify to Cheliban. Your go to Cheliban. Yeah, used to get crucified because Chilwell used to score.
Didn't Klopp do that?
Yeah. Wait.
What about Klopp and Trent?
Wait, finish. Listen, tranquilo. I need to make my points, please. You know what I mean? You don't even let me speak.
Ahmed, I get what you're trying to say. These guys want to crash on you. I want to have an actual conversation. So I
genuinely, because it's on this question you need to have.
Let Oliver answer first.
You know what?
Don't crash on him. Have the conversation. Don't crash on him.
You know what?
I've got. Yeah, sorry. I've got one sentence pretty much. You know, so basically, Maresca changed his system to accommodate Nkunku on the left wing, and he's done nothing. So we can't rely on Nkunku, even though we're changing systems for him and overlapping left backs so that he can tuck inside. And the guy is playing slow as hell. He's slowing down and killing all of our attacks. He has no quickness about him whatsoever. He's just a piece on the pitch, really. He doesn't add any. There's no dynamism. There's no effect in the game. There's nothing. And we did change the system for him because the whole thing was don't play him striker, don't play him middle or whatever. We moved him out wide. We let him tuck inside. It's not working.
You know what? I'm gonna let Prime cook because he knows what I'm trying to cook. So I'm gonna let Prime finish the job for you, please, if you don't mind.
Hey yo.
Alright. What did you say? Oh no, I know what you said. You're saying that like basically our outlets or our goal scorers being basically our fullbacks, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Again, Ahmed, I get what you're trying to say, but you have to word things properly because people think you're talking about Cucurella and they just want to kill you.
Yes, sorry, my apologies. Not Cucurella related, this one.
Yeah, so guys, I speak private school. But anyways, there you go. The reason why, just like under Tuchel, why our main attacking threats were Reece and Chilwell and Alonso, if you count him in as well, was because our forwards back then, Havertz, Mount, Werner, Lukaku when we brought him, were ass, and Pulisic, who actually was good, just couldn't stay fit. Ziyech, who was also ass as well, never got chances, and Callum Hudson-Odoi is still ass. Today, Our striker Jackson's out, and even then, people have question marks on him. You had Nkunku playing, Neto playing as a 9. He's not a 9. You had Nkunku playing. He was ass. Sancho was okay today, to be fair, I guess. And then you have Palmer, who's supposed to be our best player, who's been asked for 2 months. Our attack is no good. So when our fullbacks, who actually are good on the ball, are able to find a goal, they can create a goal, they manage to step up because they are one of our best players. Cucurella today, Reece James against Copenhagen. When they step up as leaders and they take responsibility, I do not view that as a bad thing. Just like I didn't view when Reece James was doing it, the fan base didn't view Reece James and Chilwell doing it as a bad thing. Now, if we become overly reliant on it, come say towards the end of the season or even going into next season, and we're reliant on Reece James, Cucurella to bail us out with goals, then yes, it's a bad thing. But at least for now, to get through this bad patch that we're in, I don't see a problem. There you go, Ahmed. Does that answer
sorry,
what you're trying to say?
Yeah, sorry, Oliver, you were speaking on the Nkunku thing, and I kind of agree. Does Nkunku not sound like Kai Havertz? Is he a 9? No.
I'm trying to have
Is he a 10?
conversation.
Is he a 10? No.
Ahmed,
is he a winger? No.
Just
is he an 8? No. What the fuck
before
is
you
he?
cook Nkunku, Ahmed, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I did. It's a valid question.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Thank you. Cool.
Yeah. By the way, Prime, I'll give a parallel example to something that's going on right now. I believe Josko Vardiol is Manchester City's 3rd highest goal scorer in the season, and we don't hear anything about that, really, do we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. When
He's
Reece
a
James was
left-back,
doing it
right?
for us, no one said anything because it's Reece and we love him. But even though I said this is not a good thing because as great as Reece is, as great as Cucurella is, they shouldn't be your main attacking outlets. There's something wrong with your attack then. City, we know there's something wrong with their attack. That's why Vardiol is like their 3rd top goal scorer or whatever. Yeah. That's a problem. It's a major problem. So
I just need a clarification, right? So you said he's building the team. How necessarily do you think believe he's building the team around?
You're triggered. You're triggered by that point, RSM. Don't focus on that. Don't focus.
No. I'm just like I just think there are certain players within the system that are given freedom, and I think Palmer's one of them. I think Cucurella is another. They're just given the freedom to move around the pitch. I don't think necessarily that's been the system around them, but he has a supreme confidence in Cucurella. You know, where he's like, I trust you to track, to go forward, and then have the ability to track back. I think that's why we see him in these positions to get these goals. You know, crashing into the box, et cetera, because he has a vote of confidence. He's the player on the team that Maresca believes can do it, and so that's why they find themselves in those positions. I agree. I think our attack at this moment is a bit dysfunctional. You know, it's not firing on all cylinders. It's not looking great at times, and so we are relying on, you know, individual moments or opportunities to pop up in games. I think we're missing, and I think I said this during the game. You know, we're missing that little bit of quality in the final third. Like I think that is what's been killing us. But I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily building the system around any one player. Just that, like, when the system, when the team needs a result, when the team is in bad form, you know, that's when you see individuals step up.
I mean, people said it already.
I think if the system's built around any one player, I think it's Palmer, not Cucurella.
Exactly. And I think people said it already. There's key components to the system that are missing. And, you know, when you have Nkunku, who a lot of us early in the season said he's not a left winger. A lot of us have debated he's not a striker. A lot of us said he's not a 10. Bro, we don't know what position this man is. Like, I mean, it's not too far-fetched to kind of agree with who said it, that he's pretty much another Kai Havertz.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
I can't strongly disagree with that. I mean, I do think he's a better player than Kai Havertz, but we're in the same dilemma where, like, what is his best position? We had the same exact conversations with Kai Havertz. It's kind of crazy. Have a go on RSM. It's crazy, but, like, at the same time, like, if anything, Oliver said it, if anything, this system is, and this team is being built around Cole Palmer, and rightfully so. I mean, the kid had such a phenomenal season last season. He was, you know, one of the best players in the world last season. Why wouldn't you build a team around him? But, you know, there is also the inexperience of Maresca. Maybe there are mistakes being made on that. I'll admit that. And at the same time, you gotta find goals from wherever you can. I mean, we were asking when Jackson wasn't working and when, Guiu wasn't the guy and we didn't have a striker, our wingers weren't, scoring goals. We were asking for solutions. And if this is his solution as of right now, until the team actually, comes back fully fit and new and improved, then so be it. At the end of the day, as long as we're scoring goals, I don't care who it's from. I mean, I don't think there's any shame in what Man City have been doing this season. I mean, Vardio's been saving them from so many games. And I know if they have a whole ass Holland there. And, when things don't work out in one way, you got to figure out different solutions. And I got to praise Maresca for that. But, there's still a lot of the season to go. We saw, and this is another good point that I want to point out about today's match, is that today's match was what I wish we would have been able to do a lot more this season. And guys, we won by 1 goal. And that's not something we can say we've done a lot this season. And, I don't want to give all the credit to, Fofana. I don't want to make it seem that way, but I think you got to give big credit to Fofana. You got to give big credit to Fofana. And, Tosin today stepped up as well. I think they both had brilliant performances in defense. I know it's Leicester, so I'm not going to get carried away. But listen, we saw this team concede a lead against, Crystal Palace. It was a 1-0 lead. We conceded and drew that match. We saw this team lose a lead against Fulham. We were up 1-0, and then in the second half, we lost the match. It's games like this that I know it's not pretty, but sometimes we have to win the scrappy 1-0. And I'm pretty happy that the team was able to do that. I think that's a big boost in terms of, what we can do defensively when we have a Wesley Fofana on the team, when we have a Tosin playing well. Listen, I'm not going to say like, oh, Robert Sanchez is back or whatever. I don't even know what the hell that means, to be honest, but you got to give kudos at the end of the day for keeping a clean sheet. I think a big another proponent for that too is this guy's performance, which I was scared of, which is Caicedo. He had a phenomenal performance against today and didn't even get a yellow. He didn't get a yellow. That was a very big worry about today's match, is that you risk him getting a yellow and then he's suspended for the next 2 games, which is Arsenal-Tottenham. Moises Caicedo for Chelsea versus Leicester City. Most duels won, 11. Most possession won, 8. Most tackles, 4. Most fouls won, 4. I think it's safe to say there are some positives to take out of this game, and this is one of them. I think the 1-0 victory is another one. As much as Ahmed was waffling, I think Enzo had a decent performance. And I think Cucurella, again, showed why he's a great left back. And he's only been improving. And I don't care what anyone says about Cucurella. When people bring up this whole debate about, oh, who's Enzo Maresca improved? Bro, Cucurella is one of them. I don't care what Poch did with Cucurella for the last 6 games of the season. We're talking about a player that is now playing as a 10, that is now playing as a box-crashing midfielder. He's doing a shift on the wing when he's being asked to. He's coming back and defending. He's being good at defense as well. He's not getting caught in the half turn like he used to get caught all the time. He's putting a shift in the midfield consistently, and he's being consistent throughout the whole season. He's getting goals. He's getting assists. He wasn't doing that under Poch. So for anyone that wants to ask, oh, who's, Maresca improved? Cucurella is clearly a player that he's improved. And I could say the same thing for Enzo as well. But, I mean, any more thoughts? Because we could wrap up the show here. I mean, I'm sure there might be more things you guys want to talk about. I'm more than happy to talk about it. Up to you guys. God damn it, where is it? Can't find it. I don't have it. Fuck.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, you mean crickets?
Well, my soundboard's not working.
Oh.
So I was trying to find
crickets.
another thing that
chirp.
Unfortunately, I didn't have it. That sucks. I just made it awkward for no reason. I could have said something, but I was looking for this thing.
Yeah, I think with the whole Maresca stuff, there's certain players he's improved. But there's other players that he's just been able to I guess unlock and allow them to play parts of their game that we haven't seen before. Like Caicedo this season, I know he's been brilliant, like in terms of winning the ball and whatever. But on the ball, he's been brilliant. There was a pass he played in today against Leicester. That chip all over the top was brilliant. I think he's got like 2 or 3 assists today, or this season, where he's played basically the exact same ball in the Jackson to score. Like Caicedo stepped up a like.
Can you do that one on the flip time?
Yeah. And he's played that ball like 2-3 times for Jackson this season, and Jackson scored from. So, like we're saying, unlocking players and improving players. Like he's unlocked a new level with Caicedo that we're now seeing that we didn't get to see last season. He's helped improve Enzo and unlock a new level from Enzo. I like the discussion we had a few weeks ago. Remember when I was talking about Enzo Fernandez and stuff? Like, as much as I'm critical of him when he plays in a 2-man midfield and he has like to do a lot of the defensive work, but when you give him freedom, you see just how good this guy is, and that's why it's so important we can keep Lavia fit, or we bring in another defensive midfielder. That way, or even seeing now Reece inverting from midfield, the less work Enzo has to do, the more you're just going to see this guy cook, and that only works in Chelsea's favor. So, but yeah, what Maresca is doing, like people will cry and stuff like that, but like people don't see the work that's actually being put in, and it's so annoying because this work should have been done last season. All this improvement of players bullshit should have been done last season. We shouldn't be doing this now.
You're talking about improving players, like I would say like Cucurella, man, because like there's one thing like I'd always see like Cucurella overlapping for other like teams like Brighton or Spain or anything like that. But this inverting role and like just getting Cucurella like all the tools to like do everything, like shooting, passing, involved in link up, crashing in a box. He is literally like just unlocked everything with Cucurella, what he can do in his ability, and defending obviously as well. He can do that well, considering he's bombing it up into the box as well. But yeah, he's I always knew like Cucurella's a great player, but like he's put Cucurella on another level this season, I think, and continue like showing me I think he's the best left back in the world. I think he's took that spot right now. I know it sounds a bit biased saying from Chelsea fan, but like Theo Hernandez has not done it well this season, and he didn't do well in the Euros for me as well. Like he wasn't there for that. So yeah, Cucurella, like he's improved Cucurella massively. Obviously he improved Caicedo and Enzo too for sure. I would say Jackson improved under Enzo too. I know he's obviously like still around the same amount of goals, but like I felt like I seen a more improved Jackson and Madueke, by the way. I felt like Madueke's improved a lot this season.
Yeah.
For sure.
I agree. People won't agree, obviously, because they're looking at recency and what's happened in the last half of the season with him and thinking he's shit and just looking at the GNA. But when you look at the progression he was making, the trajectory he was doing, bro, he was on course to easily pass his 14-goal season last season with no penalties. I just think people do need to be patient. I think people do need to understand the circumstances as well, that, in an ideal situation, we have a striker that comes in place for Jackson when he's in bad form, to kind of get him out of that rut. And we don't have that. So I think for me, I agree with you, Chris. I feel like he has improved Jackson. I feel like Nani has improved as well. We've seen him. Yeah, Nani, I feel like definitely has improved. And,
we never saw him use his weak foot until this season at all. And he's used it with a lot more confidence. So it's something they've been working on training, and that's down to him.
Yeah.
What?
And I do want to... No, the chat. And I guess before we close out, I do want to say something, I know we look at Cucurella right now, and how old is Cucurella? He's what, 24, 25?
26?
He might be 26. I have no idea.
25 if not.
You're right. He's 26. He's 26. So
he's in a good age.
Yeah, he's in a good age. Like, to address this comment that was said before, I'm not sure who said it, DHL. I don't agree with this. I think his worst season and his bad season was under Potter, which is his first season at the club. I think last season he suffered from injuries, so I can't really say that last season was a bad season for him. But I think considering what he was doing at Brighton versus what he's doing now at Chelsea and how consistently he's doing it, bro, it's easy to say that this isn't the same Cucurella that was at Brighton. I think that's such BS and it's such a cop-out.
No. Cucurella didn't have, he had very minimal goal threat at Bryson.
No, but people want to be shameless. People want to have an agenda and say, just because you don't want to give Maresca credit, want to say no, he was doing that at Brighton. It's no, it's not true. He wasn't doing this at Brighton. So he's
evolved as a player.
That's 100%. The thing is, even if he was doing this at Brighton, how would we know we didn't watch him?
A lot of people didn't watch him at Brighton either. So I just think it's all BS.
No, but that's my point. This fan base needs to stop pretending about stuff. No one watched him at Brighton, so I don't know doing this.
You can kind of just analyze it from a stats point of view. He had one goal at Brighton. Now he has 4 this season. So you can do a surface level thing like that. For that example alone.
Oliver, you're talking about this fan base. Do you think they read?
Not many of them do. I'll be honest with you.
I will stop giving people benefit of the doubt, man. This fan base doesn't deserve benefit of the doubt.
And on that point too, listen, it took 3 seasons, right, for Cucurella to get to this point, and you saw at the age he's getting at, right? At the age he's finally doing it. He 25, 26. Listen, you don't have to be patient, but I did see something the other day that kind of give me, and again, I understand sometimes, guys, I am a little deluded, right? I know sometimes I do huff on the hopium a little too much, but I saw something that gave me a little bit of hope for this team's future. And in terms of the potential and the players that we have.
I want to see next season though. What we're doing.
I do want to see next season. I'm still really pissed off with the directors. I would like to, get them out and get someone else with a little bit more. Shut up, EPL Turf. With a little bit more, experience. But I saw this and I was like, you know what? There might be hope for Chelsea. And this is Dortmund. This is Dortmund in 2021, 2022. And I looked at some of the players on this list. Akanji was 26 at the time. Comes to Man City, and he's probably one of their best defenders. Let me actually zoom in a little bit.
Right now, he's one of the top ones, yeah.
Yeah, and he's injured now, but he's one of their best ones. Who else was on this list that I was kind of impressed with? I mean, now we're looking at Colbo as being one of the best, goalkeepers
in the world. Solid keeper.
And he was 24 at the time. Rafael Guerrero. A lot of people respect Rafael Guerrero. I haven't kept track of him, but I know he's playing at Bayern, and
he scored twice yesterday in the 3-2 loss.
We buy 16 years.
Guerrero's good, but he kind of fell off a cliff.
Yeah, he was also a little older at this time. And I look at some of the attackers, and bro, look at the team that Dortmund actually had. They had Jude Bellingham when he was 19.
Oh yeah.
And now he's balling out at Real Madrid and getting better with age. Gio Reyna, unfortunately, a victim of injuries. He's sort of making a resurgence, but he's been struggling. Brandt.
They also had that. Always
played, yeah. There was just some good players on here that I was really impressed to see. Jamie Gittins, he's been a shining light for them this season. We're in talks with him. We're looking at Erling Haaland, obviously 21 at the time, now currently in Man City, one of the best strikers in the world. There's just there are players in here that you look and it's just holy shit, some of these players, they had a really good team, and if they were able to keep them, we'd be having a different conversation of Dortmund right now. Obviously managers matter and all that stuff, but it kind of gave me a little bit of a hope. You know what, when these players start to hit their peak ages of 24, 25, much like Cucurella, we might start having a completely different discussion on these players. Enzo Fernandez might be a literal world beater, world class midfielder, whether you believe it or not. Caicedo is on his way to being world class. We're still talking about Caicedo right now being the best midfielder in the Prem. Like he's still, I think he's still better than Gravenberch in my opinion. I don't know what you guys in chat think or in the panel, but like I still think he's.
I think Gravenberch is actually really good though. I think
he is.
I think the way I'd put it is that I think he's more important to us than Gravenberch is for Liverpool.
Yeah. And then, we have someone like Cole Palmer that, although he's having a rough season this season compared to his last season, if he can just pat down the consistency and stuff, like we do have a player that could be one of the best in the world as well. Like, it's. And the reason I even bring this up to guys in chat that are asking is that I literally see the sympathy that people have for Callum Hudson-Odoi, who was at Chelsea for 5 years and didn't produce much outside of that season before his Achilles injury. And so rightfully so, we moved him on. Obviously, we didn't get the 80 million that we wanted from Bayern because his price declined. The Leverkusen loan was horrible. He had no goals, barely any minutes. Like he sucked for Leverkusen. And now he's at Nottingham Forest with 5 goals and 2 assists, and people are glazing it. Meanwhile, I have Nani Madueke, who's been in the team for a lot less time and has probably more GNA than Callum has had in his whole career at Chelsea. But he doesn't get the same praise. So it's like, criticize the players. When they have bad performances, criticize the players. I'm all for it. That's what I do here on my channel. Like, I do criticize the players, but I also like to make the praise as loud as the criticism. I really, and you guys here on the panel know, I was backing Nkunku in the beginning of the season. I was getting in arguments in the Discord saying how Nkunku is better than João Felix. And now I got to bite my tongue because Nkunku hasn't been good. And I've said it multiple times on this platform. Nkunku has been shit. He's been horrible. And he should go. I like to be consistent. I like to be fair. So my point in all this, and I know I'm ranting now. My point in all this is that, listen, take the wins when we get them. Praise the players when they have good performances. Criticize them when they have shit ones. But let's just be fair. Keep it even. Really, it's not black or white. There's a lot of gray. There's a lot of context. We watch the games. We see the performances. And we here on the panel, myself included, like, we say it like it is. And I think everyone should just say it like it is and have a little bit of patience, because if you're going to have patience for Callum Hudson-Odoi, like some of the fans, no, I'm not saying in my chat, but some of the fans, all right, fuck you, Turf. But you're not wrong. I don't disagree with that. I understand where you're coming from.
Wait, Havertz.
We're not getting into this. I'll tell you afterwards.
You're a Havertz stan.
We're getting into this afterwards. But
and you crash on all being
is that if we're gonna be giving Callum Hudson-Odoi 7 years to finally have Callum Hudson-Odoi prop at Nottingham Forest, I don't see why Chelsea fans can't wait 1-2 more years for some of our players to actually be the world beaters that I personally feel a lot of these players can be. There's still parts of the pitch that need to be worked on. I still think we need another striker that can compete with Jackson or take his place. But I do think Jackson can be one of them world beaters. Call me deluded. I really do believe in the player. I think we need to work on center back for sure. And we should probably reevaluate our wingers, but time will tell, because I do think we do have good wingers that in due time could put in a shift and could actually do really well, depending on, because listen, we said it earlier, right? Why are we crossed so many times into the box, like RSM said? Bro, because we have good crossers. Nani's good at crossing the ball. Neto is good at crossing the ball. If we had a striker that can actually attack the crosses better, then we'd have different conversations of these wingers. So it's give it time for it to form. I understand the frustration. I understand the irritation and being fed up with the board and directors. I also am fed up with the board and directors. But I do think we are trending in the right direction. I do think that we do have good players that, if given the time and the patience and the support, will actually be really good players. I don't know why I felt like saying this nice sappy thing at the end, but hey, it is what it is. I kind of just wanted to get that off my chest because I did see that the other day and I was like, fuck, dude. Dortmund had a really fucking good team. And now we're saying, now I know that because now we're seeing what these players have turned into 3 years later. Just patience, really. Look at Cucurella. People are giving Callum Hudson-Odoi more patience than our own players. It's annoying, man. It's annoying. But, yeah, any final thoughts, guys? Okay, cool. We'll call it right there, guys. Let me actually look for someone to raid. Go ahead, Prime.
I do. What is the Havertz thing?
I can tell you after stream, like I said before. Here we go. Also, you should know. You've been on the channel long enough.
You crash on Ahmed for backing Havertz.
For backing Havertz? Oh, well, yeah, he got a kit.
Also, yeah, what I wanted to say was,
yeah,
remember that Conference League game where you were trying to crash on Dewsbury Hall even though Nkunku was worse? Remember that, Marshall?
But I've been crashing it on Nkunku all the time. I think the only good game Nkunku's had in Conference League, in my opinion, when you look outside the GNA, maybe is Heidenheim? Maybe Heidenheim? Or maybe Shamrock Rovers? I don't know. It's hard to say because he's not been that great. I crashed it on both of them, bro. So I keep it consistent, man. Like, if anything, I'm a lot more disappointed in Nkunku than I am in KDH. I'll say that. Because Nkunku was twice the price. He has twice the experience, twice the potential. Like, that player was supposed to be one of our best players, and he's turning out to be one of our worst. It's a damn shame. Okay. I found who to raid. We're going to raid Sarcasm City, as we usually do. Ladies and gents, thank you so much for being here tonight. Hey, celebrate the win. We got to win. Don't get over the top excited because we got the win. The team is still far away from where it needs to be in order to really be competing at the highest level. But hey, who knows? United was able to get a draw against Arsenal. I don't think we're going to win, but hey, who knows? I've seen crazy things happen in football, and you know, you never know. This team could do something against Arsenal. But before we even do something against Arsenal, we'll be back here. I think I'll be doing a Chelsea hour. Yeah, I am going to be doing a Chelsea hour on Wednesday. Then we're going to react to the game, Copenhagen game on Thursday. There will be a match preview Saturday for Arsenal. So you already know what that means. We're going to have some guests over. I will be, tomorrow, I will be on American Waffle. There will be a new episode of the Sideline View on Tuesday. And then Friday, I'll be on American Idiots. So I got a jam-packed schedule after just speaking all that out of content. So if you guys do want to see me on different platforms and stuff, just keep your eye out. But for the Casually Chelsea or Casually FC, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday is when we will be here doing content. So keep your eye open. Obviously, we're here for the Arsenal game reaction as well. Hopefully, we get a win on that. But first, let's focus on Copenhagen and getting that done. We have bigger fish to fry, sure. But yeah, big up to every single one of you. Big up to the chat. As always, guys, please smash up the like button and subscribe because we do need, assistance growing this channel and, getting different opinions in here as well. Help the channel grow by smashing that like. It helps with the YouTube algorithm tremendously, more than you guys even know. And that being said, if you are a proper casual tiered member and higher, we do give shout outs at the end of every show. And that's going to go out to TM127, EE, Dark, Adrian, A, Soliman, Daniel, and Mufazu. Big up to you guys for being members at that tier. And big up to everyone else who joined in on today's stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a little bit combative, but hey, sometimes we don't always agree on here because we're not an echo chamber, which I love that. But yeah, go ahead, copy and paste the raid message over to Flawless at Sarcasm City. And as always, guys, we'll catch you next time. Up to Chelsea, down the Bridge Nation, and yeah, up Cucurella, and stay casual. Peace.